You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right. Welcome back, punters and dribblers, to the Hello Sport Podcast. I'm unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Back on a Monday, a dark Monday, a sad Monday. Black armbands out. We'll get to it. But before we do, housekeeping. All summer tan hats sold out. You're welcome. Ooh. 48 million of them, all gone inside of fucking a week. Are we shocked? We're not, and you shouldn't be either. But you've missed out, and the summer tan now goes the way of the dinosaur.
It does. It goes the way of the dinosaur.
We've still got the Dior hoodies, the charcoal Dior hoodies that Eddie, if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, can see. The back there with the Hello Sport chair, Hello Sport in it, Dior on front, the Do Your Own Research hoodie. A winter staple, punters and dribblers. But they're there, but they won't be there for long. Just like the hat, and they'll never be done again. So make smart decisions. Your Dior hoodies, hellosport.shop. Smart decisions only, smart decisions only. Eddie, Turbo's out for the season.
He is out for the season, Tom. To say that I'm crushed would be the understatement of the year. We're wearing black armbands in solidarity as a nod to a fallen soldier.
And a fallen friend.
And a fallen friend, a fallen brother.
Yeah, fallen brother.
The community is devastated. The mood on the peninsula is bleak. Morale at an all-time low. But it's now, Tom, about how we pick up the pieces, you and I, and try to move forward.
Motivate the boys.
That's exactly right. And that'll be our job.
Yeah.
I think we start with mourning, and then we look to positivity and reinforce the key messages of the club, which is win, win, win.
Win, win, win. Rings only, rings only, rings only, rings or nothing, rings or die. Now, listen, the mourning period, the period of mourning, is only a 5-day period, 7-day period, I think. So what's that? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Now, you mourn up until kickoff on Thursday night. It's mourning. But that doesn't mean the players don't. It's mainly the club doesn't really have time to mourn. The club probably mourns post-season. The players mourn post-season. Well, I think the peninsula and the community has 7 days of grieving, and then we go, fuck it, let's go and win the comp.
I think we have 6 days of grieving until we beat Melbourne this Thursday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I think that's
6 days is
I'm
now
happy
is
to
the
go
new,
with that.
6 is the new 7, dude. 6 is the new 7.
Sure.
I spent Saturday morning in deep consultation with club doctors, as did you, Thomas, around the possibility of us giving up shoulders.
Yeah, we looked at it. You know, what's that required? Do we need to have our arms taken off, shoulder removed, then the arm reattached without shoulders?
How does that work?
What does that do for, like, every T-shirt and jumper that I own? Like, is it now too big for me? Is it going to drape down a little bit, you know?
Are you going to be... Is there even any point to having one arm or 2 arms?
Do you mean as in should we just remove the arms completely?
Potentially.
No option was off the table.
No option was off the table, that's right. And at the end of the day... There was a belief from the doctors, Tom, that Tommy's shoulder was in a better position if it was given a season and a surgery to march forward with the club than ours.
And that the recovery
ours
time
was seen as a bit spindly.
Spindly, not sinewy enough.
A bit spindly, a bit brindly.
Brindly, spindly, and, dwindly. But... There was also a belief that the recovery time, were he to get one of our shoulders, would largely be the same. And if that's the case, if our shoulders were able to get him back, say, for Origin, despite the dwindly, bindly, spindly sort of nature, then it was potentially a risk worth taking. But considering it's the same recovery time, they were like, nah, we'll just keep his shoulder. Thanks.
Exactly. They just said that these shoulders are too spindly.
Yeah, and brindly and dwindly.
Too dwindly. Too dwindly.
Correct.
As it is. It is what it is.
The poor cunt's had a wretched run with injury.
I think that he would be getting pretty fucking over it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Did you see Jake's interview after the game?
No.
Can you get that, Dave? It'll be on 9, NRL on 9. I think Danica Mason did the interview with Jake after the game, bro. Like, heartbreaking, but also like Jake got man of the match in a losing side. We'll get to the game specifically. I'm not going to do that right now. We'll get to the game at another point. But it was incumbent upon us to just off the rip, off the top, off the jump, acknowledge that it's black armband season and we're in a 6-day mourning period.
You better believe it. Get the fucking interview up. As soon as the game finished, I got up. I walked into the Mossman RSL punting area and I played roulette. And that's all you know what I mean? I was just like,
fuck it.
I got myself a beer and I said, everyone just leave me alone.
Yeah, get away from me.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. Steph went to bed at home. When she went to bed, we were up 20-10, I believe was the score. And then in the morning, she expected me to wake with a smile on my face and a chipper mood, skipping around, skippity doodah, skippity day. Oh my God, what a wonderful day. I wasn't skipping, and she went, where's the skipping? And I said, we fucking lost by 2 points. We'll get to it. Not now. Now's not the time to get to it. We'll get to it. But after that game, I sat on the couch in silence. I turned off everything electrical around me, and I just sat there in the darkness.
That seems appropriate. If it wasn't roulette, it was going to be darkness for me.
Well, you were in a pub. What else are you going to do?
But there was nothing else I could do.
No.
There's nothing else I could do, Tom. I went in there, and I was up. And then I was out, and then I went home and I cried.
Yep.
And that's my Friday night, bro. That's my Friday night. I mean, what do you say? What do you say to a bloke who is coming off the greatest season in the history of the game? So much promise, so much potential.
Do we just talk about the game, Eddie?
Well, we're here.
I mean, we're here, and we're doing it for KO. Thanks to KO, and we talk rugby league. He was fucking ripping as well. Was Thomas.
His hands are so silky.
He'd been a bit ginger. The Broncos game wasn't great for anyone, but he was looking horny.
And he was distributing, dude.
He was just... That ball he gave to
Ridiculous.
Morgan Harper, after basically changing his direct... Like, the ball's in the air, being passed to him, and he, moves... as the ball's in the air, wigs the defender out, catches it, and then runs away to put fucking Morgan over. He was on.
His hip work, dude.
His hip work
was fucking phenomenal, bruh.
He was on.
He was on one. And he looked way better. He didn't look like he was carrying the gingerness of weeks gone by.
At best or at worst, he was looking a little slower than his top speed.
Maybe he wasn't in 10th gear, but he was in 9th.
He was in 9th.
He was definitely in 9th.
He was definitely in 9th, and probably only reserving 10th just was there's no need to rush it back.
Well, it's just I don't need to go into 10th now. I don't need to go into 10th because 9th's fine, and I'm ripping apart this fucking Eels outfit in 9th.
Yeah, I don't want to, there's I think that you and I, Manly have suffered losses in the past, and, like the Broncos one, for example, and you just cop it, you acknowledge that the jerseys probably played a large part in it, but you cop it, right?
Well, we know the jerseys played.
We know the jerseys played a part, and then
they played the part
with the Sharks. We know we actually won that game. There are certain ones where you see it for what it is. We were fucking robbed by the referees in this game. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. We were fucking robbed. Now there were some calls, some people are going, that Sean Kepi wasn't a sin bin. I'm like, well, I probably think it was because he took him past the horizontal and drove him to the ground. It is you're gonna get that.
When you go beyond the horizontal, you're in big trouble.
You're in big trouble. You invite disappointment.
As soon as it happened, I go, watch this.
Yeah,
this is 100,000% a sin bin.
Yes.
100,000%.
That, to me, is fine. But when we went up, just after we went up, when Ruben scored his double, which I tipped, but I had Manly 13+, so the tip didn't come up, but not a big point.
Looked like we were going to do it.
It looked like we were going to.
I was fucking foaming at the mouth.
I was foaming as well.
We are on here, cunt. We are on here. And then I was like... I was just so perfectly set up for me, bro, because I'm 850 for 13+. That's just fucking... It felt like it was coming together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Then Kepi gets sent off.
But before Kepi got sent off, there was a moment where we kicked down into their corner. Jake was holding on, and the crowd was baying for a penalty, but the ref didn't give it. But because he thought that he probably should have, he then just gave this penalty to Sean Kepi for being offside, which it just clearly wasn't. And I'm sorry I'm getting into the minutiae, punters and dribblers, but we were there, we're here now, and it was a tough loss because we really should have won that one. But he just gave it as you could tell it was influenced by the crowd. Ben Cummins, is it Ben Cummins? No, referees are all shit, but Ben Cummins have fucked us against the Knights that time as well. The man he's probably a great man, and I'm not talking about the man, but Ben Cummins, the referee, I have a distaste for.
Well, he hates the club.
He hates the club, and he's a shit referee. It's as simple
as that. He hates the club.
It's Ashley Klein, and it's Ben Cummins, the two worst referees in the NRL. Ashley Klein, probably number one, IMO, followed by Ben Cummins, but it's pretty close. he just gives this fucking penalty away for no reason, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, but it was a reason. In his mind, it was.
It was because he was wigged out by the crowd. He was weak.
Which is what happens.
He's weak.
Main Man's talked about it before. The NRL referee is susceptible more than any to crowd fucking influence and pressures. As soon as they bay for blood, the refs roll over and go, okay, we'll insert. I'm ready.
Yeah, take me. Take me, I'm yours.
Take me now. I'm fucking ready to go.
And they always fuck us against Parramatta. They always fuck us against Parramatta. Unless we are just so good that they can't fuck us, where we blow them out of the water like 60-0, which happens as well. If it's anything near close, the referees seem to just give them a go. And the penalties they were given in that game were just letting them back in. Ola Kawatu for a crusher tackle, which I don't even think, or maybe he got fined for, maybe. That Tuipulotu hit.
Oh, mate.
He just fucking ironed the guy out trying to save a try.
You're not allowed to...
He slipped into it.
You're not allowed to iron people anymore.
But the reality should be that if the opposition slips...
No,
you cannot... Firstly, he didn't even hit him high.
We could bang on about this until the fucking cows come up.
But if they slip, the video referee sees it. Like if the on-field ref makes a split-second decision and goes, oh, well, I thought that was high. Now, the captain can challenge it if they want, but I can forgive a referee for thinking something's high in a split second or not seeing the full context of it because it's a split-second decision. But if you, as the bunker, can see that the guy slips and Tuipulotu is trying to save a try and fucking irons him out, I'm thinking of taking my washing over to Tuipulotu's house. Such is his work with an iron, Eddie.
Well, as an ironer myself, more in the traditional sense, as in getting creases out of clothes.
Yes.
I recognise a great ironer when I see one. I think he's got terrific upside potential. Tremendous upside
He's got
potential.
ironer in him.
He's an old ironer from way back.
Yeah.
I can tell he's from ironing stock.
Yeah.
Okay, I can tell. Now, when I see an ironer trying to get into what he knows and loves, and that's ironing, when I see him get fucking tapered back because a bloke slips, it fucking upsets me. But the rule, apparently, is the rule. No contact with the head whatsoever. Doesn't matter if you slip over or not. I'm like, but now you're taking ironers out of the game.
But also, though, isn't there...
That's the rule. Doesn't matter if you fucking slip over.
Yeah, that's the problem. That, to me, is the problem. And it just doesn't...
This happens all the fucking time. Cunts fucking slip over into contact all the fucking time.
There should
be. And if you're set, ready to snap cunts... Right? Ready to feed cunts.
Ready to iron cunts.
Ready to iron cunts. And someone slips, you're off. See you later. They were sending cunts off last year for that around Magic Round.
Silly.
People slipping into tackles, boop, you're off.
It just doesn't
Now, the alternative,
make sense.
They're like, oh, well, you got to go lower. It's like, do you know what game we're playing, bro? We're playing rugby league football here. You can't go low because if you go low, they offload and you get destroyed.
You can also get KO'd by someone's knee or hip if you go low and you're the defender. If he hadn't slipped, the tackle would have been fine. And even when he did slip, the tackle was fine. But it would have been completely fine if he didn't slip. So it's like, how low do you want me to go here? Like, I could technically go at his sack and he could slip over and I hit him in the face.
Mate, I give you the hot tip. If he hasn't slipped over, then he hits him with the hot iron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
press even.
In a way, he hits him with the linen setting, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hot as fuck. There's no silk about this.
The linen setting.
The hottest.
Mate. It is.
Hottest setting.
It's the hottest setting. But you've got to get it hot when it's linen, right?
Well, you have to, because otherwise there's no crease coming out of that. Look, his iron wasn't set to silk, if you know what I mean.
It was set to linen.
It was set to linen, and he was going to fucking iron the cunt. And he did. Now, am I disappointed? Yes. Am I venting? Yes. Is Tom venting? Yes. Are we fucking pissed off? Yes. Did we lose to the Eels? Yes. Does that mean anything for their season? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Does it mean something for us? Yes, because now, we earned that game and we deserved that game. Now, I'm not going to...
Have we lost 3 on the trot now?
No, I think 2. We went Tigers, Broncos.
Oh, we beat the Tigers. Yeah. That's right. We fucking pounded them at home.
I will say this, Eddie, and I'm not joking. There's a part of me that thinks that the fucking black jersey still has something to do with our bad run of luck. Like, bad luck, dude. You like it or lump it, we get Ben Cummins, right? That's just bad luck. He's the worst referee, potentially equal with Ashley Klein, but horrible referee. We are now equal. Those two are probably equal. But since we wore the black jersey against the Broncos, where we lost 38-0, so we get 38-0, Burbo gets injured. Then the next game, We should have beaten the Eels, but bad luck comes back to bite us again. Turbo out for the season. Ben Cummins is refereeing. They don't see Junior Paulo's fucking Tom Brady NFL forward pass. Kepi gets sin-binned.
Tommy gets injured.
Ben Cummins is refereeing. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's bad luck.
I don't know if you did mention it. It's all bad luck. And I'm starting to work out. Well, not work out. That's the wrong term. How do we fucking get out of this little situation we're in? Because clearly the Rugby League gods are displeased.
Yeah.
Clearly. Because they're fucking smiting us at every turn.
I will report that Manly did reach out to us, as they often do, but over the week, and they had said that the black jersey has been retired on our say-so.
Yep.
And that's great, and that's reaction, and that's what we need. But I don't know how long the bad fucking juju from those jerseys
There's
lasts.
bad juju in the air, Tom, and I'm starting to think a sacrifice is going to be required to get us out of this little fucking shithole we're in. Because it's all well and good to be reactive, i.e. listen to Hello Sport, get rid of the jersey. Like, thanks for listening, Manly. But I need more proactivity.
Yes. So we've got to sacrifice someone, basically.
And
how do you get yourself out of a curse?
If the decision was ours, we never would have worn the black jumpers. That's been proactive. Now that we're reactive, we need to be proactive to get out of our fucking shithole, right?
Can you, Dave, just see...
So I'm looking for sacrifices, Tom, and I don't know who the fuck we're going to sacrifice, but it's going to be someone.
Well, listen, I just think that Dave just... If we don't, maybe we sacrifice Dave. But can you just look up, please, whether... How do you get out of a curse? Like, what's the best practice to get out of it, to snap a curse?
Because we're in one.
We're in a curse right now. It's black jersey related.
It's like who was cursed in Pirates of the Caribbean? What do they have to do to get rid of that curse?
How do you break a curse? Now, if you want to see something that is going to bring them, like why the Trebojeviches are just a great family and why Jake's a great human being, and if anyone can snap us out of a curse, it is Jake.
All right, so we got a wiki how of how to reverse a curse.
We'll come back to Jake in a moment.
Take a salt bath is the first option.
Not possible. Too many. You can't salt bath an entire club.
All right. Visualize.
Yeah, but like that's obviously not working. Those cunts would be dipping their fucking toes and dicks and sacks into the beautiful northern beaches every other day. That's
well,
a
I
salt
don't think
bath.
it's saying swim in the ocean. I think it's like
that's
a salt
though.
Yeah, I understand, but it's not in a bath.
It's a big fucking bath. It's not working. Keep going.
All right, next one. Smudging your energy. And this includes sweeping a selenite wand down and away from your body. A selenite wand, otherwise known as a white rectangular crystal, famous for its purifying and cleansing properties.
Okay.
So you got to hold it, basically wave it all over your body, similar to Reiki, like a bit of Reiki vibes. You can also light a sage bundle and use a feather to waft the smoke over.
Do we get sage in here? Maybe we've got to just cleanse this place.
I think. I think we've got some Manly jerseys from this season actually.
Yep.
We put them in a circle, and I think we start fucking saging and whatever the fuck, smudging and saging our way out of this thing.
Well,
I think
with the feather, could you get your hands on a sea eagle feather to kind of reinstate the glory of that? To waft around the sage.
To waft a fucking seagull feather. Listen, that could be hard to get. I don't know where you get a seagull feather. Probably from a seagull, but like, you know what I mean?
Well, I know. Yeah, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think we just get the jerseys, we smudge and we sage, dude.
Yep. Okay, what else can we do though? Casting a simple candle spell. I'm not off a candle spell.
Can do that.
Explain this one, Dave.
So put a candle in a bowl and add some water. Obviously you don't want to put out the candle, but you got to position the candle in the water and then leave the candle to light. Sprinkle some salt in the water. Again, salt being very heavily used. Visualize a white light flowing into the water. Make sure you're visualizing that real strong.
Seems too much work. Sorry, water candle. This is too much.
No, it's dumb.
I need simple solutions.
All right.
You bury the candle? Jesus Christ.
Making a... Mate, I don't know why you thought breaking a spell would be some piss-easy thing you can just do on your day off.
But I need it to be easier than that. That was too many steps. I need to just sage a fucking jersey.
No, it's too complicated.
All right, last one. You can make a mirror box. So you just get
a mirror box.
Small box. You buy a new mirror, but don't look at your reflection in it. Buy a mirror small enough to fit in your box, like a little mint box or something. Glue the mirror onto it. and then put a representation of the person who cursed you inside the box. So that would be the black jersey in this instance. So you'd put a small black jersey inside your mirror box.
Inside this mirror box.
And is that it?
And then close the box, place a black candle on top of it, light the candle, say a spell or a prayer asking for the curse to be reversed, light the candle, and then let the candle burn out.
Listen, if you can get us all of the requirements for that, I'll consider it. I'm thinking we just sage a jersey at this point.
Sage and smudge, dude.
And then maybe, look, I think maybe we start with just saging the jersey, and then if it doesn't work, we ramp up proceedings.
Sage first, smudge second, and then
Mirror box third.
Sure, we'll go from there.
Yeah. But the curse is fucking needing to be broken from those black jerseys.
It's beating me down, dude. It's beating me down.
Now, if I can take a turn to Positive Town for a second, I like Ruben Garrick at fullback anyway. But there's also a yarn that Stubby Cooler could go back there. And I'm cool with that too. He's young though, and maybe you don't want to put Stubby into fucking that sort of shit early. But Stubby's a motherfucker.
Dude, Stubby's a motherfucker. We all know that. But I trust Ruben Garrick back there. I'll tell you why. Because he's played... What, is this his third season for the club?
No, more than that now.
Third or fourth?
Or fifth even.
Would it be?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
How many seasons has Ruben played for Manly? Or just what year did he debut for Manly? That'll help. That'll tell you.
He understands the jersey now, Tom.
Oh,
He gets it, right?
He gets it.
But also, when Tommy's been out this season, he's gone back there and he's fucking torn that position up,
Mate,
baby.
we won almost all our games without Tommy.
Well, he debuted in 2019, so this is his fourth year.
Fourth year.
Third or fourth. There we go. Bang.
Bang.
I trust him in the jersey. I trust him in the position. He's fucking smart, bruh. He gets how the game's played. He reads it really well. He inserts himself, Tom. He's got nice hands. And I think he can set the tempo we need from back there. Set the fucking standard, bruh.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm happy for Rubes to get back there. Rubes, we love you. The 15th peak. His ass got removed. That was a good omen.
Great omen.
I don't know, did you see the bare ass photo of Ruben on the weekend? Dude, his ass is legit. I would have posted on Instagram, but Instagram's fucking really on our ass at the moment. And if we do anything, they shape us. And basically it means that all activity disappears from our page.
Well, it ceases to exist. Everything
Page
goes down.
basically ceases to exist. So as much as we wanted to post that photo of your ass, Ruben, we're sorry we couldn't do it. But know this, bro. The ass is as good without shorts as I expected.
I think it's better.
Well, it's correct. It is better.
I think it's better. I think it's fucking unbelievable, bruh. Know that we've just been, it's our backgrounds on our phones.
Yeah. Everyone's background in the office here is your asshole. So, I think now we park rugby league for a second.
Just a moment.
I'd like to hear about your weekend a little bit, about how it all went, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss a bit more rugby league. But I think it is pertinent to acknowledge that maybe pre-election, Eddie, I just want to talk about Freedom Furniture. Can I talk about them for a second?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Freedom Furniture might be the worst run store in the world.
Well, it's just confusing, Tom, because you get in there and there's a couple of things you're liking the look of. You're like, oh, okay.
I'm here to buy some things.
Yeah,
right?
but you and I were in a fucking purchasing mood on Friday. We looked at each other with a knowing glance that said, get the fucking cards out, baby, because we're taking these things to Pound Town. We get into Freedom. We eye a couple of things we like the look of. And we spend the next 45 minutes looking for someone to service. Now,
like there was no one in there. Freedom is
like
where was it?
No
At
word
the
of a lie.
Supercenter?
No word of a lie. No bullshit. No bullshit. We didn't get served for half an hour. I'm not joking.
And like we went up to one guy and we went, hey dude, are you free? He's like, oh, I'll be with you in a sec. He literally, I'm not even sure whether that man exists anymore or whether he was a ghost. He just disappeared. I never saw him again the whole time.
No, I saw
we
him
were there.
again.
You saw him again?
Yeah. Serving someone else.
Someone hit us up because I put up a story going, fuck, where is everyone in Freedom? And someone sent us a message going, bro, I used to work there or in the same building. They all just hang outside and smoke darts. But I went up to the front desk and I was like, hey, keen to buy some things if possible. This rug actually that we're on right now, which you can't see, got Dave one of these little tables.
And got a coffee table.
And we got a coffee table, which is coming in like 6 months, which is probably quicker than you'll get an employee to come and help you at Freedom. I was like, hey, just looking to buy some. Can't find anyone who works here other than you at the front desk who you're like greeting people and shit. She was like, oh, sorry. I think she even, as I'm waiting to talk to her, this old boy comes up. And then she ignores me even though I've been waiting there and goes, sorry, I've got to serve him first. Thank God the old man had some fucking, honor. And he goes, no, he was first, but I'd love to speak to your manager. And she's like, what? Oh, wait, what? Why? He's like, serve him. He was here first. I want to speak to your manager. And then she was like, oh, so, and I go, yeah, no one seems to work here. And she's like, oh, shoot me. Yeah, it's a tough day. I go, no, like, where is everyone? This isn't funny. Like, I've been waiting here for fucking 40 minutes. She then goes and gets she goes and gets her store manager for this guy. And I'm like, dude, I've been waiting here for ages. He's like, bro, I called up and no one answered. And I came down and now it makes sense because there's no one here. He's like, this place is fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And she was really nice. Like, I mean, I'm not...
He was funny, dude. And that guy was funny. He was walking around going... He looks at me and he goes, is there anyone here? I go, mate, we've been waiting for like 40 minutes. I don't know. I don't think so. And he goes, And then he walks around and he goes... I just did a lap, dude. There's no one in here.
I walked into...
You could have fucking walked in, bro, and walked out with the whole store, and no one would have fucking known.
No one would have known.
I'm not even joking.
I'm like, what's the point in having this
It was
store
literally,
open?
at one point, when Tom went to the front desk, that was the only person in the whole store.
You could have
And
gone
this is a big store, bro.
It's huge.
I'm pretty sure it's like attached to like a snooze, so there's
I
like
walked
a
into
betting
snooze.
section.
I made the mistake of walking into snooze where there were like 6 people working, and I didn't realize. I thought it was maybe a betting version of Freedom because it was like they just.
Are they not linked?
They're not linked.
No,
So I go,
they are. So I was
They'd
doing
have to be linked.
Yeah, I was doing
they're
a bit
not.
of
I spoke to
Dioring
someone.
on.
They go, we're not.
No, but they must be owned by the same person.
Yeah, so Greenlit Brands owns Freedom, Snooze, and Fantastic.
Sure, owned by the same people. But if you're wearing,
you can't go from selling beds to selling.
You can't pass the Snooze Freedom threshold.
The threshold, right?
You can't do it. I can. And I can see that there are fucking staff just there and none in here. And they go, hey, can you come help us? I know this. I thought it was the same operation. I know that like you're in beds, but can you just come help us? And you go, oh no, we're Snooze. That's Freedom. I go, well, Freedom doesn't have any employees, it would seem. And then I got to loop back around. Like, how fucking hard is it?
Look, I don't know.
And
I can't solve
and then this
Freedom's
poor lady had
problems.
to sprint out the back to go and get people, and then they just kind of saunter in like, oh, sorry, yeah. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Having darts in the loading dock?
Must have been fucking pumping darts, dude. Must have been pumping darts.
Mate, it was ridiculous.
It was interesting.
But she helped us. The chick at the front desk had to go, well, listen, doesn't seem like anyone's fucking here. So I'm going to have to help you.
And she did.
Freedom at the Supercentre. You need some staff.
You need staff. Do you or Dave? You might have to go in there and help, bro.
Yeah, you might have to.
You might have to go in there and help.
Walk your dogs in there and then smoke bongs, honestly, anywhere in there. Like, you just sit there and start punching cones. You might get Employee of the Month.
You would. You actually would, dude.
I was trying to think about, like, what we would need to do to get some attention. Like, if you just were to just rip a big shit in the middle of the fucking...
Well, what if both of you had just got all the gear off and hopped into a bed together?
Bro, I honestly
No
think
one would have noticed.
we'd still be in bed.
Mate, well, the snooze section was full up.
That's true.
But you could take a doona in, lay down on one of the couches, and just you could get 12 hours in there, dude. If I was homeless, I'd be in there all the fucking time,
We
bro.
should get Dave to go in there with a...
If you're homeless and you're listening, shout out to you.
I hope you're all right.
I hope you're all right. Nip into Freedom, bro.
Yeah.
You get 10 hours in there easy,
Yeah.
bro.
You'd a comfortable snooze.
You get the best fucking sleep of your life. Don't go to snooze. There's people in there. But go
Don't go
into
to
Freedom.
snooze. Way too many staff.
Go into Freedom and take your pick
Yeah.
in there, bro.
Yeah. And they've got some
they've
nice little pull-out couches
I think they've
and
actually
shit.
got maybe some design beds in there for like, this is like a dressing cupboard you can buy.
Yes,
So
this is how it looks
I
next
think
to a
you might
bed.
even be able to jag a bed in there.
Listen, you'll sleep well.
You'll sleep real well. You'll be really well rested.
But don't
that's
go into
freedom.
snooze. Eddie, the show this week brought to you, as always, by our friends at Pilot, the online men's health toolkit, health portal, place to go if you need to for your health. Now, the beauty of Pilot, my dear friend, is that you're not always sick, right?
Not always.
You're not always worried about the fucking wart on your butthole or the fucking growth on your dick. But when you are, there's a place to go that means you don't have to go and stare into the eyes of a doctor and go, hey, look at this thing.
Yeah, Doc, can you run an eye over these hemorrhoids because they're giving me a hell of a lot of grief?
Could you have a little pinch of these hemis, Doc, and just tell me what's going on? Can you burst them? How do you operate a hemorrhoid?
Exactly right, Tom. Now,
Are they internal? Are they external?
Well, they could be internal. They could be external. You could have a really bad case of the external hemorrhoids, dude. They happen, right?
It's a thing.
But when they do happen, know this, punters and dribblers. Know this. There's a place to go for all men. You go to pilot.com.au/hello sport. We're going to ship you the first doctor's consult for free using the code Dribblers. That's our gift to you. We're looking after men all across this beautiful land of ours.
That's right. So listen, there is a time when you'll need it. The time may not be now, but the time will be sometime. So keep Pilot at the forefront of your motherfucking minds. It's all men's health issues. Online doctor's consultations, scripts and prescription medication sent directly to your door. Make smart decisions this Christmas.
Stop putting it off, baby. Stop putting it off.
Before we get into the sport, Eddie, I have a question for you. Or it's a pondering. Like, it's an open question to everyone. But as I went to go and vote on the weekend, shout out to democracy, firstly. Shout out to democracy. And, you know, the respectful and peaceful transfer of power between individuals and parties and whatever else. Shout out to that. After I'd voted, pounded my sausage, me and Evie Rose went to get a coffee and we're waiting outside the cafe. And this other dude was standing there and we're waiting. And, you know, you've got the baristas like, large cappuccino, large ice long black, large hot chocolate. Who's ordering a hot... Oh, it's the 30-fucking-3-year-old guy ordering a large hot chocolate.
What time of day?
Bro, breakfast, like morning time. But I'm like, is there anything less masculine or sexually like... Obviously, I mean, I'm not sexually attracted to the male persuasion. Sue me, I'm just not. But I don't know if there's anything less sexually attractive than a man ordering a hot chocolate.
Look, this is obviously a question more for the dribblettes. Like,
well, all the gay dribblers.
All the gay dribblers. Would that give you the ick to see the man in your life ordering a hot chocolate at 9:30 in the morning? Not just a hot chocolate, but a large one. Now,
don't go to a cafe and order a hot chocolate. Is my thing. Like, oh yeah, I just got to quickly get to the cafe. Make that at home if you're gonna. Hot chocolate is a home drink.
When's a hot chocolate play on? Afternoon.
At home.
No, you can order one out, but at what time? You got to be in the snow, I think.
I think you need to be.
Don't you be in the snow?
In the snow is completely playing in the snow, but also if you're at a cafe, you've got to be like dining in. Don't you dare get a takeaway.
What about like 4 o'clock and if coffee keeps you up?
No, I'm sorry.
Wait, would you allow it then?
No, I don't. Okay, you can't have a barista yelling out to you, your hot chocolate's ready if you're a man. It's weird. It's weird.
What's worse, a hot chocolate or a mocha?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate's worse than a mocha.
Really? But at least hot chocolate...
Mochas are pretty out there, though.
Yeah, but at least hot chocolate, you're owning it. A mocha's like, well, I'm going to pretend to try have some coffee.
Well, I think a mocha is someone
chocolate.
who's not up to the rigors of a fully strong coffee. But they do like a little bit of pep.
I think a mocha is someone that has a real sweet tooth and they're looking to ship in chocolate wherever they can. And the chocolate they put on top of the cap, not enough for that sweet-toothed individual.
I'm prepared to go
So I
with
think
that
there's
as well.
short ball and a fucking bit of chocolate in there to sweeten things up.
But I
don't have a massive problem with a late afternoon hot chocolate. Like, I can live with that.
I can live with that. I'm prepared to. I'm not happy about it.
I'm struggling to digest what time was it?
8:30?
8:30 a.m. large hot chocky. I'm struggling to digest.
As you're
that.
like standing, he was in like running gear. It's like, oh, I've just been fucking exercising. I'm a man.
How
and
can
here
you?
I-
Oh, I got a big day ahead of me. Might as well get the large hot chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. I got a big day. It's election. I better get a large hot chocolate. I was
Yeah,
like,
but if you've been for a run and you're dipping into a large cup of milk,
you're already
that's a
making
big day,
weird,
bro.
questionable decisions. But
shouldn't you be on the fucking chai lattes or something?
I don't know, dude. Just a large hot chocolate is a humongous call, and it's a lot of milk for no payoff, really, right? Like, you are just a sweet tooth.
I've got a question that I've had a thought when I was in there.
Yep.
You know when you're voting, they just flick through that massive book and then they fucking mark your name off. Your name must be in how many places, right? It would theoretically be like in out of area places. It would be in like your whole area, all the way how big that is in every fucking voting station.
Yep.
Could you
vote
twice?
They never take your ID, do they?
No.
Would you get pulled up for that? Surely not.
I think
surely they're not going through the book being like, this bloke voted twice.
I think they do at the end.
Do they really?
Well,
that would be so fucking monotonous.
But they have to go
Laborious.
through the book to see who didn't vote as well, to find people. So they got to go through the books anyway.
That's a good point.
But all on the same day?
Nah, they probably don't do that shit today.
But they're counting the votes that day.
That's
so
exactly
technically
right.
Yeah,
it's
but they're
like-
just counting the things. I don't know if they're looking at the books.
Yeah,
They're
but what
just
if there was
counting
heaps
the
of
But if
double
I'm
votes?
putting double votes in, then I'm getting a double vote, and then you can't retrospectively go, oh, this fucker's voted twice.
Like, what happens if one day there was a fucking shitloads of double votes? Like, more than ever. Like, way more than ever. What if there was like a double vote movement? Anyway, I just find it really old school how it's done still.
Yes,
Because I
it
think,
is.
but it is still the best way to do it. I think there's no
Better than...
The digital
what
way
else?
you can be there's
you can
there's
be, you can be
fuckery with
hacked
everything.
the digital way.
Huh?
You can be hacked if you do it
You can
digitally.
be, but you can have.
Is that why they
fuckery.
haven't... Is that why we're still old school?
Yeah.
It makes me feel more comfortable.
How many people count the votes? Like... Again, we've been over it with D or Dave. He couldn't count fucking 20 jumpers. So... Is there like 4 or 5 people counting the one thing?
Double checking, triple checking. You'd hope.
yeah.
How many? Do we go up to quadruple check?
I mean, you're deciding the leader of the nation. You bet. You better.
I would expect there would be a quadrupling.
Was it an absolute all-time pounding of the coalition? Like, did they just get fucking pounded into the
Pretty
earth?
much,
Or was
yeah.
it like,
Where does it stack up?
Well, so they call the 07
Historically.
election the Rudd slide, where Labor won a bunch of seats and Liberals lost heaps.
Yeah.
The Liberals lost more seats than they did that time, but Labor didn't gain as many seats.
because of all the great independence?
The
and shit?
independents, yeah. But yeah, they're down to like 50 seats or something from like 75-ish.
Is that an all-time
So-
low?
I don't know if it's an all-time low, but it's definitely a low in the modern era.
So that just so,
'Cause, well, do you want to hear the
so
crazy stat that they keep?
Kevin, when he won in 07, literally dominated with one of the great slogans
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah, well, there's-
Kevin 07 is the
Yeah,
greatest
no, it's-
slogan
it's
of all
the greatest
time.
slogan in Australian
Who
election
came up
history.
with that? Were they fucking? They would have like an OA AM
They'd
after
have
their name,
some.
wouldn't they?
They'd have to have some. They're a lifetime, member of the Labor Party.
Someone called Neil
What an honor.
Lawrence, the advertising creative behind the Kevin
Neil.
07 campaign. Lawrence.
Neil Lawrence is a fucking genius. Neil,
Yeah.
if you're listening,
Shout
you
out to
are
you.
one
You're
of
a
the
genius.
smartest people on the planet.
Yep.
If not the smartest.
Einstein, then Neil Lawrence.
100%.
Oh, he died a few years ago.
Oh, R.I.P. Neil Lawrence.
Well, now him and Einstein are up there fucking cracking codes and solving equations together.
Oof. He died, I mean, not that dying is great, but he died on a surfing holiday in the Maldives. That's a good way
So
to go.
he's living. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it wasn't through choking or something. It was
how often do you reckon Neil brought that up? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if we had it tattooed on him.
Oh, wow. Oh, so he was like the first one to do sunscreen ads with UV light as well. You know those ads where like they show so he was like the first person
Neil,
to do
dude,
that.
what a weapon.
dude,
Yeah.
Neil's a fucking genius.
This rain has not abated the whole morning. Abated
Oh,
a good
yeah.
word. Just in case anyone was wondering what that noise is, rain unabated.
I don't think people can hear it, man.
I'm letting them know if they can. They might not be able
You
to.
get, you're
These mics
obsessed with that, aren't you?
I'm just, you know what? It's what you got to do.
I don't think so. People
No.
ask you to stop doing it.
Well, one person did.
Many.
One person. And
Someone
one
talked to-
person
someone
actually
told me
wanted to
yesterday.
sponsor the plane. They did. We could have turned that into a money spinner. Now, I'm glad we didn't, but we could have. They weren't, it wasn't Qantas. As the rain picks up. So it wasn't a humping. Or it was a humping.
Well,
But it wasn't like a Labour humping. It was
yeah,
just a change.
the
of-
people
It was an
humped
independent
the
humping.
people humped the Liberals.
Yes.
They just kind of like let Labor watch and was like, you can
I'm
be
just
here in the room.
hoping that
So the people humped The Liberals
Liberal
and
Party.
let the Labor Party watch.
The Labour Party watch, yeah, pretty much. and I think the Labour Party had a bit of a good time by itself.
Yeah,
they were
Labour
like, you
Party
can have a
sat
bit
in
of
the
fun in the
corner
corner.
and
Well, the
joked
Labor
off.
Party
Exactly.
touched itself.
Labour
Yeah,
Party
yeah.
sat in the corner and beat off while the nation humped the Liberal Party.
Yeah, well, because Labour love nothing more than watching the Liberals get humped.
Dude, you know what? Congrats to the Labor Party for being able to sit in the corner and just pull themselves while the country just turned on the Liberals.
One of the great nights.
It's funny because I'm in just your chat groups, and there's one chat group I'm in which is so blatantly pro-Liberal. Like they're all talking about fucking, Dave Sharma and their local fucking Liberal MPs, and like they were so bullish and like, game day boys fucking. And then just watching it just go so bad for him. The chat group just fell silent. Just fell completely
And
silent.
then the other one we're in is very left.
Is way more left, and it's like
It's pretty left.
Yeah, well, it's certainly more. It's not right.
It's certainly not right.
It's not
man.
right.
No, that's for
It's
sure.
not right.
There's a couple of really loud proponents.
Of the
left.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I think most people probably are more left leaning if you get down to it. Of people that we know, I think sometimes being like the loud right wing people that I know, like who are my friends, I reckon love to worship at the altar of what does Dad reckon. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I don't know anything. I go on vibe. But I reckon, and I'm not speaking to anyone you know necessarily, other than maybe you yourself, who is a far-right conservative fucking pig dog. Stop the boats. That was what Eddie kept messaging me all Saturday. Stop the boats. Stop the boats.
Yeah, because I got that text
Yeah,
message.
you got the text.
How about that text message, dude?
Bruh.
What the fuck?
And then it turns out that boat actually came that happened last week or like a week ago or some shit. It didn't even happen that day.
That is so fucked
Who
up.
got that?
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either.
Do we know anyone that got it?
Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it, no.
I think they probably sent it to people that they... Well, how do they decide?
That's what I'm asking. Wouldn't that go...
I don't know.
Who decides...
Because I got a text from them the day before, and there's
I
no
didn't get
way
any
I'd
text
be
from
on any
anyone.
liberal like
I didn't get any
text
I didn't get a
messages.
fucking text.
Really?
Oh, mate, they obviously listen to us.
Did you get like Clive Palmer texts?
Didn't
like,
get
not,
any
Not
texts.
this weekend, but like
I
have
didn't
you
get
in
any
the past?
I didn't get
text.
a single text. The only text I'm getting at the moment is those fucking... Some guy trying to like hack me.
Yeah, I'm getting
You
hacked.
getting those?
I get heaps of
you
those.
got a fucking
Package here.
You got
Yeah,
a package here. I'm like, no, I don't, cunt.
Yeah.
Or listen to this voicemail.
Yeah,
Are you getting them?
Yeah. I
I'm
get
getting
a lot of those.
pounded into the earth with those
Dude,
things.
is it
dude.
not one of the most ridiculous things
Is
on
that
earth?
happening
that,
to all
like,
of us?
Bro, we have this phone that we have on us all the time that we rely on essentially for our work, for our social life, everything we need. And we just all accept the fact that we just get pounded by spam and all these like fucking shit on this thing that is so close to us. How does everyone accepting that?
Well, how the fuck are
That
you going to
sucks.
stop
I
it?
don't know. That's what yeah. And it's just kind of come out of nowhere. This wasn't the case like early days.
Yeah,
of
but your
phones.
number's out there now. Yeah, early days, your number wasn't.
No,
as
but
readily available.
I'm with Dave. This thing, I reckon this thing goes in waves, dude. Like sometimes I won't get like. There'll be periods where I don't try to get hoodwinked, where I'm not getting attempted to be hoodwinked. I don't know how to say that properly. But then there's other periods like right now where I'm getting a text a day,
Yeah.
getting fucking humped.
See, whereas
Maybe
I'm
it's
not,
just
in a,
like
I'm not in a
up.
high period right now, but I was maybe a month or two ago getting fucking flogged.
On like your time being up, have you ever been hit up for fucking jury duty?
No.
I've never been asked.
Me neither.
No, I don't
Never
think so.
once.
No. And long may that continue. I don't want to fucking do that.
You can get out of it, but like you've got to go through the process of getting out
My
of it.
dad told me a story about his old man. He got called in for jury duty and he tried to get out of it by doing something and eventually it didn't work. So he had to, it was for like a murder case. And for the period of the murder case, him and the other jurors were basically just ferried around by security everywhere they went because it was like a high profile.
Your dad?
My dad's dad.
Oh, right.
So they were like ferried around with security everywhere they went. So it was like bikie related, fucking gang related shit in Sydney. And it was a murder of, I think maybe like a high profile, like a money man or a lawyer or something that was killed, who was obviously had connections to the underworld. So the whole trial, they were living at the hotel, and then they just had to go as this pod, and again, heavily armed, like security with them everywhere they went, because it was a hectic case. The case goes to court. So all these gangsters rock up to the court. The guy's found guilty, and then they're just dad and my granddad and all the jurors just let out into the trial ends. Security disappears, and they just walk out, and they're like, "What the fuck? the fuck just happened? Like, all these gangsters were just here and we just convicted this cunt. And now you just all disappear. And he was like, it was the most terrifying moment of his life. He's like walking out like, anyway, off to my car.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Just like, we'll get the conviction and then fucking
And then good
send
luck.
you to the wolves, bro.
Yeah, get back out there and, go and live the rest of your life and hope that no one comes calling. Anyway, he was fine, but I was like, fuck.
I would have
that
been
noise.
I said not guilty. I said not guilty.
Yeah, I was the one that said not guilty.
I said not guilty.
But no, I'm not looking to do jury duty. It would be kind of interesting, maybe, to be on one where like it's a hectic fucking
Yeah,
case.
but it sucks up all your time, bro.
And you actually don't really get. What's you get paid for jury duty? It's
You
not
get
much.
paid.
Do you? I'll see how much.
I think you get paid.
Imagine if one of us was in jury duty. Could we do like a poddy via Skype where it's like we just can't talk about the case?
But you would just.
What are you
just,
hearing?
Yeah. You just like talk about, you just allude to it.
But
I wouldn't be able to help it. It'd be so fun. I'd be like, dude, this is where we're at.
Oh,
but
wow.
wouldn't you take it seriously? It's like, you know what? I really don't want to be influenced because I've got like a person's life essentially in my
Dude, you would talk about it with people 100%.
Like, what happened with your grandpa and that? Because aren't you also not really allowed to, like, read the news and shit in between and stuff like that? Or
No,
like,
he wasn't.
Yeah, so how do they police that?
They all lived in a fucking hotel.
And they're just like, no media. We're not giving
nothing.
Yeah, wow.
And they would just do everything together.
Yeah.
I never met my dad's dad. He passed away like when my old man was in his 20s. But I would love to have picked his brain about that fucking.
I think the idea of like not reading the paper and not knowing who they are
Shout out to Cole.
is like not always reality, right?
No,
like I don't
can't.
think that at the end of the day they'd nail that every time.
Well, that's what happened with the Cardinal Pell case. That's why it got overturned, because the news, they were reporting so much about it that when on appeal, he went back and said, well, the case was like messed up because there's
He's out
media
now. I
was
reporting
under
about
the-
it. Yeah,
I was-
and
I
that's
was
why
under
he
the
got
impression-
overturned.
So
That's
fucked
exactly.
up,
He wasn't proven innocent. They just said, well, the case
Isn't that
got fucked
fucked up
by
that
the
he's
media.
out, that old rock spider? Allegedly.
I was under the impression that he got off because it was literally a case of he said, she said, and there was no proof. And so like when he'd appealed, the guy like, there's actually no evidence here
But then how did he get convicted the first time?
because the jury fucking.
Okay.
Do you know what? That's
Yeah,
what
no, I know
I've been
you-
led to believe.
Cosby's out as well.
He's out?
Yeah, Cosby's out.
Why is he
Is
out?
Cosby out?
Yeah, dude, Cosby's out.
Dude, where is Cardinal Pell now? That
Oh, he'd
dirty
be-
old rock
you-
spider allegedly.
I think they're
Allegedly.
protecting him in the Vatican. I don't know if he's in Australia
No, I
anymore.
think he bounced.
Yeah.
And they've fucking opened their doors for him?
I mean,
Bruh.
yeah, can you find out where he is? Actually,
That's
that would
so fucking edge.
I was just on what we were at before. So jury duty pays $106 a day for the first 1 to 10 days, and then $250 for each day thereafter. But if you don't have a job, you only continue to get.
Do you have to
$100
work
per day.
Saturdays and Sundays? You get the weekend off?
Dude, you stay in.
Not always, bro.
Well, it depends.
Dude, you can be doing like fucking credit card fraud and shit. You know what I mean? You don't have to be doing the big dog stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I get you. And you just got to come and go. Do they do court on weekends? Who gives a fuck? Where's Cardinal Pell?
Cardinal Pell. So as of November last year, which seems to be the most recent article, he was interviewed when he was in the Vatican.
So he's back over there.
So he's back over there. But it also says, hang on, where are we? here?
CP.
He was visiting Utah to promote his book.
he's writing a book.
Of course, he's writing a book.
Wow.
He needs pennies, dude. He needs pennies.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Should we talk some sports?
Yeah, probably, dude. Probably. When we do rugby league on the show, it's for KO. You know it. We know it. Thanks to KO for your support. Can you get the results up, please, David?
Yes.
David. How about those Storm, bruh?
Yeah, they cancelled the game this weekend.
I picked
Pretty
it.
weird.
I picked it. You aren't a fucking real full cream milk supporter, Eddie. You were trying to suck them off. I told you. Broncos, dude. I like the Broncos. I won't tell Denning Kemp that. You best believe I won't tell him that when we do the Dirty Merger pod, but I like them. I can't help it. I like teams with throbbers of an emergent status.
I also like old war horses like Adam Reynolds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he
they
didn't
don't
even
need to be
play.
emergent.
He didn't even play.
But I'm saying if you're looking at the Broncos
yes,
on the whole.
yes. No, but I mean, they've got this nice mix of like established old warhorse throbbers who are building legacy like Adam Reynolds. And then you have the emergent throbber, Selwyn Throbbo.
Yeah.
Because Tony Staggs is still an emergent throbber IMO.
emerging?
He is, dude. He hasn't played any rep football. He hasn't had a fucking consistently dominant season because he was injured last year as well.
You reckon he's emerging? I reckon he's there, dude.
Yeah, but he isn't. He isn't like
He's not proven.
I don't think he's proven. Yeah, I don't think he's actualized. He'll probably play Origin this year with fucking Tommy and Trell out.
You don't think he's a throbber yet?
I think
he's becoming one.
I think he's still fully realizing his throbbing potential, as opposed to, is he Tom Trebojevic, who's a throbber full time?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
He's not full time status yet.
Sure.
I think he's part time. He's not casual. He's part time throbbing.
I'm with you. I will say this now. With Tom out, there are pressing issues.
And Trell out, and Murray out,
There are pressing,
and Pappenhausen out.
There are pressing issues. Pappenhausen's sweet. Nico goes in. We're all good. In the back row, we can touch on that later, but there's options there. The two centres we've gone are out. I think they definitely go with Stephen Crichton in one spot. Mm-hmm. In another,
Katoni.
do you go Katoni or do you go with Zach Lomax?
Or Jackie Boy Whiten?
Because Zach Lomax is defensively fucking sound as fuck, dude. He doesn't miss tackles. He fucks cunts up.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit about him, a little in, a little away, a little all that shit, right? He's jazzy and I like him.
Well, how's Katoni in defence?
But Katoni's a thoroughbred.
He's pretty good in defence as well, Katoni, is he not?
Well, he was leaky at the start of the season. I remember when we were going through those stats, he'd amassed a fuckload of tackles.
Had he amassed some? I can't
He'd
remember.
amassed some, but I always think of him as like being a bit of a fucking handful in defence. So...
Well, as in he's hard to defend.
But he can defend well.
Oh, yeah. Well, when they played Talakai, and it was like, oh shit, Katoni Talakai.
It's exactly
Talakai
right.
didn't score.
I think Katoni will do a job.
Yeah.
If called upon.
Katoni, to me, has more game breaker in him than Zach, and maybe that's just at the period in his career.
Well, he's got an Origin fend.
He's got one of the great fens in Origin history, and he hasn't even played a game of Origin yet. Zach Lomax, like him, hot boy.
It also, I
Beachy
think, comes
cunt.
down to how you're looking blue. Sky blue.
I think they'd both look good, but I think maybe
Do you know what I mean?
Katoni would look good in a tight skin type.
You know,
blue shirt.
like really tight.
Yeah.
Like skin tight,
Hard to
muscles
breathe.
bulging, can barely breathe. Like Tedesco.
Yeah.
Like so fucking tight, it like rides up.
They all
and
ride
shit.
up. Yeah, you see it. You
That's
see like
how-
an ass crack and like
I think
a bit
Katoni
of
would look good in a really fucking tight shirt.
The
So
beauty-
would Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, Stephen Crichton
He'd look
would.
fucking good,
Mate,
dude.
he would.
He'd look unbelievable in that skin tight sky blue.
Yep.
I think that's how you base selections. When you've got a couple of options there, I think it comes down to how you look in sky blue.
Yep.
A lot of the time. I think that's what Freddie would tell you. And Freddie knows. Because Freddie's looking for his third straight. With that in mind, I think Lomax is a fucking good player. And I think he's got Origin about him.
He's in the Dragons, so I haven't watched a lot of him play. At the start of the season, I would have been on
Do you think you did put a line through him because he plays the Dragons?
There's a part of me that does, emotionally, and just from like is it worth it? Is it worth it? Then I'd put a line through him. But I also liked him at the start of the season. There was some, I don't know if it was
We'd
the
pick
try.
Frizzell. We'd pick Frizzell, though, from a
Frizzell
DMC.
was, you couldn't go past him.
Tarek Sims as
I think
well.
they'll
got
pick him
picked.
again.
Frizzell?
Yep.
Well, if we're short in the back row, he's doing all right at the Knights, I think. Again.
No, I think he's going all right.
He's going all right.
What's that face, Tolby? You don't reckon? No, Tolby doesn't like him.
Tobler thinks he stinks.
Nah, on the game on Thursday night, I tipped the Knights, but he just made a few errors. Like, he's not. I think he was injured recently.
Yeah, I also think you're stupid for tipping the Knights, and maybe that's your own fault. You know.
Yeah, I think that you need to have a long, hard look at yourself.
Yeah,
I
I think that's a you problem tipping the Knights. I think
it's
dumb as
don't
fuck.
bring us into that.
That's you being dumb.
That's
right?
your, huh?
Yeah, Hamole, but I mean, yeah. Look, I'll allow Hamole to get in there and pound some fuckers. He was eating people on the weekend, Hamole, and so was Jake. Those two are fucking great.
He's got a bit of cannibal in him.
Oh
Hamole.
yeah, he'll eat people.
Yeah, he eats people.
He will
dude.
eat people
100%.
comfortably.
Not a problem. Sit down, fucking bit of pepper, bit of salt.
Just gnaw into a bastard.
Boom.
Now, Dogs lost to the Tigers. You know, I mean, I always thought the Tigers were going to win this one, but I looked back on my season-ending about even multi, and I think I had the Dogs in there. I'm like, what the fuck was that about?
Well, who did you tip? Did you tip the Tigers?
I
though?
thought I tipped the Tigers.
But you obviously didn't in your season ender.
Yeah, well.
You're probably looking for value. I understand that. It makes sense.
I don't think I was, though, because really, you don't need to look for value in a season ender. It's ending a season whether you like it or not.
Well, it makes it. I was just trying to defend you, mate.
Yeah, but you can't sometimes.
Sure.
Skip over Manly and the Eels.
It
because
is
that
funny,
was
though.
bullshit.
I subscribed to the idea that teams, when they lose a coach, will win. Michael Pride pointed out that's not the case statistically, and statistically he was proven right because they didn't win. They looked like shit. They're probably going to get the spoon.
Are they better off? Like, and I believe it's dear friend of the show, Ryan Girdler, who I heard say this on.
Well, there's been a lot of chat
Triple M
around
footy.
this. Yeah.
But like, why sack him? Why sack Trent Barrett this early in the season? Like, when you just bring in a caretaker coach who's going to, in Mick Potter of sacked by the Tigers fame, why not just let Barrett see out the year? He's got a relationship with the players. Just let it play out and then go, okay, Trent, like you'll be gone at the end of this season.
Because they can't spin their narrative then, Thomas. And the narrative has been pretend like you're left. Here's a nice little payout. Sign the NDA. Like, you can't spin the narrative your way if you let him see out the season. What I think they should be doing is getting on the fucking blower to Shane Flanagan of
And just
who
bring
can
him in immediately.
fucking coach fame and going, get your ass in here, cunt.
Yeah, just like getting in.
You're
now.
starting tomorrow, bruh.
Yeah.
And
Much like when you become Prime Minister, you basically start the next day.
yeah, exactly.
Swear him in.
They don't give him like what do you mean? Albanese's already fucking ripping and tearing.
He's
dude.
off to Tokyo this week.
We've already got a fucking stand-in Prime Minister. He isn't even. He's got it and fucked off.
What's the name of that guy again?
Richard Miles, the
Thank
deputy.
you. There you go. Thanks,
Richard
Dave.
Miles.
Miles. M-A-R. Miles.
The household name.
Yeah, the household.
Back to rugby league. Get on the fucking blower to Shane and go, yo, Shane, you know how you took fucking Sharks from nowhere to premiership glory? Do that with the Dogs.
Yeah. Don't give us another, like, and if you're a Dogs fan, it's like, do I now just want to see out the season with Mick Potter? No disrespect to Mick. 2-time Dally M winner Mick Potter. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's fine,
That's
dude.
great, bro.
But Nick Potter got sacked by the Tigers last hit out.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Why wouldn't you just bring in do we want to risk another coach getting sacked and Flano getting shipped in there?
I don't understand why you don't get Flano in and you go, listen here, bruh, go and meet and greet everyone, get to know who you're working with, understand the subtleties and the nuances
Give
of their
yourself
game
a few
and their
months as
personality.
well to know like who you want to fuck off if you don't want anyone.
Exactly, dude. Go down, meet everyone, greet everyone, see how they train, see how they work, see what their vibe is, and fuck off the dead weight, bro. Now you're one step ahead of the game. You're in there, you're doing the nitty gritty, you're getting the fucking job done. Then all of a sudden next season, Reid Marnie arrives looking hot as fuck. Kickout looking hot as fuck, rocks up, jacked to shit, ready to rip cunts' throats out. And you've already fucked off the dead weight losers who can't offer a thing. Now we're talking. Now we're humming. Instead, you got dirty old Mick Potter in there. No offense,
No
bruh.
offense to Mick, but I mean, sacked by the Tigers.
Birthed a loser in Harry, and
Yeah, Harry Potter's dad,
Harry
the
Potter's
Magoo
dad.
fuck, left his son under a staircase.
well, they say that Harry didn't. The apple didn't fall far from the tree with Harry.
In terms of he is Mick's son.
Well, a Magoo
Birthed
birthed by a
Magoo.
Magoo, allegedly.
Now listen, that's no disrespect to Mick, 2-time Dally M winner, but he's a 0-time Dally M winning coach of the year. So
And Shane Flanagan's sitting over there with his dick in his hand, going, "What do
Yeah.
I need to do to get a fucking job, bro?"
dick in his hand and a premiership ring, basically cutting off circulation is,
He's probably he'd be top 5 coaches in the league if he was coaching, and he's not.
yes.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, he would be. Who would it be? Des, Wayne. No, Wayne's not in there, right? Des, Bellamy, Robbo, Ivan,
Shane.
Shane.
Am I missing someone?
I don't know.
Don't think so.
Don't think so. Ricky. Now we move. Oh, just before I saw this in the Mayo Man's article today. Shout out Buzz. But apparently Naden and Dufty got in a stink after the game because Naden obviously left the Dogs to go to the Tigers. Talk about fucking, well, it's actually probably an
Naden and
improvement, to be fair.
Dufty got in a punch on.
Holding each other up. But Fox cut to the next game, so no one saw it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, why isn't playing?
I've heard a couple of things about Dufty. I'm not sure what they are, but about him being maybe just a bit of a big day. That could be wrong, and obviously, unfortunately, when you see shit like that, you are, led down the path of dribble. Oh, we got a video, dribble and yarn. Here we go. Oh, is that a bit of fun or was that serious?
I don't think that was serious.
Can you go back?
This doesn't look serious to me at all, dude. This looks like joking. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Can't tell. Could be one or the other, you know what I mean? Could be one or the other.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. He didn't fucking go on with it, and Dufty didn't do shit.
Hard to tell.
Can you download that video so we can get it on the Instagram asking, is this legit or bullshit?
Yep.
Is this Mayo or not?
Yep. Great call, Tom.
Mayo, not Mayo. You be the judge.
Good to see Apex Oval bathed in HD light
For the Raiders.
for the Raiders
v
game yesterday.
South. Now,
2 p.m.
yeah.
Sunday. Like, it just looked good. And another reminder, Thomas, of the absolute
Keep scrolling there, Dave.
necessity for more bush footy games.
Yeah.
Like, I know they're doing them, but just keep doing them. Do more and more and more and more and more. Do as many as you fucking can.
Don't cut out the Storm Cowboys that game there, Dave. We will
Oh,
get to it.
the one that they cancelled this weekend?
Yeah.
The one that they
Cancel
didn't
it,
play.
dude.
Pretty
Shut
sure
up.
they
Scroll down
cancelled
there,
it.
Dave. Scroll down, you fucking loser. There we
South
go.
Sydney looked like shit.
Dude, South Sydney are shit. No disrespect. South Sydney is shit.
You know what I think may happen? Now that we obviously opened the show with curses and shit like that. We know they're real, first and foremost.
Yeah.
We know that the Rugby League gods are happy to shower riches upon clubs and also smite clubs. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the Rabbitohs are walking a very fine line whereby unless someone puts their hand up and admits to the greatest fuck up in the history of transfers, do the Rugby League gods go, fuck you, we're going to give you 10 years of hell?
Is this like the curse of the Bambini or whatever in baseball, which was like...
Same, well, it's Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, when he went from...
Did he go like from the Yankees to someone? Or from someone to
from the Red
Yankees?
Sox. The Red Sox signed to the Yankees. They got cursed. They didn't win a tournament for 100 years. There was the guy that brought the goat to the game, the Cubs.
Yeah.
Is this like is there going to be a
Curse of the
Reynolds
Reynolds.
curse? Is that, I think it could be a thing.
It could be. I mean, it's one of the great bed shits all time, so I wouldn't surprise me if there was a curse.
Curses start somewhere, Tom, and we could be looking at it. Now, I don't want to wig people out, also I sort of do, but like I think genuinely that this could lead to 100 years of failure
For South.
for South, yeah.
Because they got pumped by the Raiders, who, again, Rapana's fucked me and you back-to-back weeks, but they did not look good. And after beating the Warriors the week before, you know what the mistake was for me? Was that I thought they scored some points, they looked good, but they let the Warriors back into the game so grotesquely that I should not have ever picked South.
Did you pick South?
I picked South with White and anytime score, anytime try. I don't know why I ever picked South, and I may never pick them again.
They lead in basically 30 unanswered points.
I may never pick them again.
Now that you know what I've...
You were picking the
discovered.
Raiders though, right? So like, why would I? You know, the smart.
but South's a curse.
Yeah, I know that now.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Now that you know that.
Now I know that. I don't think I ever pick a result in a South game. I don't know. I do know that I picked the Cowboys. Oh, you're an idiot, Tom. You're a fucking idiot. I picked
No, it was
the
a good bet.
Cowboys.
It was a good bet.
I did have Felt anytime. Now, he got injured in the first 10 minutes. Again, that could be refracted curses. You know, like, this curse may not just be a Manly thing. It might be that we're cursed as a part of being with Manly, so it sort of affects a lot. I'd argue that my tipping would
I don't
suggest
think
not
I'm cursed
I don't
anymore.
think I'm cursed
I
either.
was. Then I put on a load of whites for the punting gods, and now I'm fucking literally drowning in units.
Yeah, I'm not cursed either, actually. There's no way I'm cursed after the weekend.
No, I
It's
think
not
you're
possible.
misappropriating.
I just am
the word
misappropriating
curse
the word
there.
curse. You know what I mean? I got,
Felt didn't score. That was all that happened.
well, no, he got injured in the
But
first 10 minutes.
he also didn't score.
Yeah, but that's because he got injured, and it's basically a bad beat. But the Cowboys pounding the Storm is good for the soul, because I'm a Cows fan
Todd Payton, Fox.
of Evil Genius fame.
He roots.
Yeah. Todd Payton definitely in a Michael Bay film as an evil genius.
I think, and this, I'm not saying the opposite here, I think he would have a redwood trunk.
I could see Todd Payton having a big thickie on him.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah. But it'd be unsightly in terms of the fact, like the coverage of hair on it, I think.
I think it would be unsightly in that regard, but I think pre-season he whipped it out and said, this is the standard I expect.
I imagine that mighty redwood that Todd Payton is carrying would be in a constant state of like Townsville sweat.
Oh, it'd be murky down there.
You know what I mean?
It'd be squishy and
It'd be a
squashy.
sauna in his fucking pants.
Especially having to roll that thing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Snake it up into like a little coil.
You'd have
Not a
to,
little coil either.
you'd have to coil that thing up.
Yeah. But it'd be, when
it
like
would
you've
get
got,
uncomfortable, but that doesn't take away from the size.
really
of the
hairy friends, like when you've got like friends with like hair all the way out their back into their neck. That's what I imagine the coverage of hair being like on Toddy's
on the redwood.
on the redwood.
What you reckon all the way to the knob?
I think it might be, dude. I think he's got a hairy knob, like a werewolf's dick.
Do people? Is it possible to have a hairy knob?
I think anything's possible.
It'd be like having hair on your palms.
Yeah. Which I
Eyelid.
think maybe was like an evolutionary thing that fell away. I don't know. Maybe did we always have smooth, soft palms? I got some soft palms, dude.
Yeah, same. Dude.
I got some real soft
My
palms.
palms are soft as fuck. They haven't seen a fucking hard day's yakka in 10 years.
Yeah, well, mine's been a little less than that. The jackhammering days,
They get
they're not
soft
far
over
behind
time,
me.
dude. They get soft
soft.
over time.
But Toddy Payton's got a rough, hard, coarse redwood cock that I think that North Queenslanders and Townsvillians are proud of.
I think they're proud of it, dude.
Yeah.
I think they're proud of it. I think every Monday the townspeople get down there and they pay their respects to the
Yeah.
redwood. That's
Yeah.
what I think they do.
I think they do. Leave flowers at the base of it.
At the base of the trunk, mate.
Sort of bow their head.
100%.
They say
Maybe
that-
give it a kiss.
Well, they say that if you pick one hair out of it and you go and put it into a broth, into a soup,
Yes.
not only is it 1,000 years good luck, but it's great for your health.
Redwood broth.
Well, redwood pube broth. It's more about Peyton's hair, Peyton's cock broth.
Is it 2,000 years if you pick one out of the knob?
I think you got to climb, right? So you've got to. It's like
Well, you got to bring your fucking your backpack,
carabiners and
your
your ropes
carabiners
and
off.
shit.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Yeah.
You got to be an experienced mountaineer to climb that thing.
yeah, you do. Like except if you free solo it, if you free solo Toddy's
Well, there's
cock,
only one man in the world that can free solo it.
Yeah.
It's that guy.
the guy who did
free solo.
free solo film, great film.
It's on Disney. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's
Yeah.
considered one of the greatest
Feats
athletic achievements in the history of mankind.
How is it considered one of? It is. It has to be the, doesn't it?
Look, based on the documentaries I've seen, I'd say it is the best.
Unless he can get to the summit of Todd Payton's
It
cock
used to
and
take
pick a hair out,
It used to take. Well, that hasn't been done yet.
No.
If he does that, then it's official.
then it's official.
But no one could climb that mountain in Yosemite. First of all, they couldn't climb it. Second of all, when they started to climb, it took days. He took like 4 hours, dude, without ropes. People like sleeping up there and shit, and he
Yeah.
just cruised past.
Past 'em.
They'd be like, "Could you imagine seeing that? Going, is this cunt fucking feeding?" They'd all know who he is.
yeah, but you'd also just be like keeping an eye out from falling.
You know, have you seen the documentary?
Yeah.
The mental.
What's it called? Free solo, right?
Yeah,
What's the
free solo.
mountain? What's the face called?
El Capitan.
Capitan.
El Capitan.
The what I found crazy was that he started it and then wigged out and climbed back down
Yeah.
the first time. It's
Yeah.
like, that's pretty fucking wild,
Yeah, dude.
bro.
You have to, like, you just.
He's just like, I'm not feeling it.
No, not feeling it.
I'm going back down.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's good though. That's probably why the sort of person that makes it, right? Who's like not just gonna
Because most-
iceberg dead
like-
ahead. She can't sing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly right. Exactly right.
Know
Or-
when you got to woo up.
But
pay
also,
attention.
surely there's some, like, there would be a fair bit of, like, wig and doubt going through your mind doing something like that. To know if it's reasonable wig or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to know how reasonable.
Because he
is
obviously
this?
has been like, no, this is too much wig.
Yeah,
so
way
I'm
too
going
much.
back down.
Yeah, I think he's retired. Like he's got a kid and shit now.
Alex Hanold.
Alex Hanold.
Honnold.
Yeah.
Honnold.
He's retired. He'd still climb.
No, I'm sure he'd still climb, but like I think, and I hope it's true, dude. I hate like if you got family.
Well,
and
he's
shit,
retired from free soloing.
You can't be doing that stuff, bruh. If you got kids and shit, like you can't be free soloing across the.
No. You can't do that.
You can't
That's
do
ridiculous. You've done it now.
You've done it. Woo up. Unless, of course, you want to come out of retirement to free solo Todd Payton's cock and try and pick a hair out of the eye of it, which has never been done.
Yep. And you'll live for 10,000 years.
The crazy thing is they don't even 100% know that hair grows in the eye of Todd Payton's dick. The speculation.
It's assumed.
It's like steeped in mystery and mysticism.
100%. Like, they know that there is liquid water on the moon of Europa, but they don't know if there's life there.
Yeah.
Same thing with Peyton's fucking redwood.
There's
cock,
apparently like just a rare flower.
it's just myths and shit.
Yeah,
dude.
it's a rare flower that grows in the eye of his cock. And
Yeah.
if you can get to it,
Yeah.
which no one has,
Then God will bestow riches upon you.
it's kind of, they call it like, the tree of the flower of life or something like that.
That's
I don't know the.
It's like King Arthur's sword. You know.
Yes,
you have to
but if you get there,
I think it
apparently
is called the
comes-
flower of life, and there's an elixir
Yeah.
within the.
Apparently it cures psoriasis. I'm thinking of climate.
No, nothing cures psoriasis,
cures
dude.
psoriasis.
It's an autoimmune
Dude,
disease.
you know what? It's so funny. Steph's mum, just off Todd Payton's the eye of Todd Payton's dick for a second.
Not for long. I
Not
hope.
for long. We'll get back there. Steph's mum and Steph were telling me last night about some new oil, which is like meant to be really good for psoriasis. Well, for many things, right? It's from a flower in like around Croatia and shit, and it's this flower that grows through the rocks, and it only grows in this region, and the oil from this flower is used for heaps of different shit. But apparently it's really good for psoriasis, and it's put in like all of these creams now for really expensive like fucking cream brands. A little jar, if you're watching YouTube, this much, probably like an inch high of this oil, $170.
And how long would that last?
I don't know. I think you mix it with shit, so it might last a little bit, but like,
But if it lasts ages, then that's not that much money, right?
yeah, but does it work? Is it going to? It says in the psoriasis front, it says soothes psoriasis or calms psoriasis.
They probably can't say because it's not going to cure it, is it?
You'd think it would.
Even an autoimmune disease.
I know it's for life until they cure it, and maybe this flower, not from Todd Payton's cock. Todd, we get back there. This flower from the stones in Croatia soothes it, not calms it, not cures it.
I don't think woo-woo cures anything.
No, woo-woo can't cure.
Woo-woo can calm,
Hold
it
on,
can't
though.
cure.
The woo-woo that I want to know about, which I would like, I almost want to do a documentary on this woo-woo. Someone put in the Manly, I think, supporters group, like a Facebook page, about the practice they do in Fiji with some leaf or some herb that cures shit really quickly. Waisaki Naholo, who I think is Fijian descent, played for the All Blacks.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember in the World Cup, he broke his leg and they were like, well, he's out for the tournament. He went back to Fiji, fucking did this thing, and then his leg healed in like 2 weeks from a broken or a fractured tibia or whatever. And then there was a bunch of other stories of people doing it, and Dribbles kept hitting us up about it, going like, mate, I had a friend who did it, it's like some Fijian thing.
So it works legit.
Well, it's woo-woo, but there's like enough people where you're like, what's this about?
Didn't someone also say that his mate did it, but then his foot was fucked or something?
No, that guy said he said that he did it. He said he did it. He was like for a final game. Like he went over for a week, did it, came back and played, but he was told he had like an ACL injury and he couldn't play. Again,
Yeah, so Naholo, what did he broke his leg in July, and 6 weeks later was back on the field.
Isn't that
the
regulation?
That's like the length of a break.
6 weeks? I don't mean broken.
Seriously,
broken
no,
leg.
no, that's conventional returning to play. I thought.
Well, clearly, I don't know. Basically, what he said, he goes the Kawakara. Sorry, I'm going to butcher this. Kawakawaro leaf grows in a village in Fiji, and he said, only some people like myself and my family members can heal injured people by this leaf because we have the gift from God. I have healed many Fijian rugby players, and I've seen players recover well and play rugby like nothing happened to them.
I want to go over there. I don't know that anyone's going to pay us to do so, and go and film this practice.
Yeah, I'd need to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
To buy in fully into the woo-woo.
Yes.
I'm happy to be tamed by woo-woo.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm more open to it the older I get.
Yep.
I used to be.
Not magic. Magic's very different to woo-woo. Magic is Harry Potter shit.
I'm not talking about that.
No. Just want to make sure.
But I used to be very much anti-woo-woo.
Yes.
And now as I get older,
Woo-woo has a place.
woo-woo has a. Well, it's just,
It is what it is.
We don't know everything, so
No, we
woo-woo
don't.
may.
We don't know heaps. We don't know
most things.
Yeah.
In which case, I must at least be somewhat open to the idea of woo-woo.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, I don't know where we are. We were on Todd Payton's penis. It's huge. People try to scale it. People
Try to pick
worship
the
at it.
flower out of the eye of his penis.
People kiss it and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, that's great for the Cowboys.
People
because
put locks on it, so it's basically like
like the love bridge.
the love bridge, and like that wall. Is it the Jewish wall where they put like the notes in it?
Yeah, the Western Wall.
The Western Wall. I think people do that, and I think there's also another one where you kiss, and they also kiss his fucking shaft. So I mean, and also like at Mecca where they all dance
the
around that
Hajj.
thing.
Yeah, they dance around it, around the black stone.
I think Todd Payton's hog is like a box ticker for all religions.
They bring you together of all denominations.
Is it
Imagine if Todd Payton's cock healed the world.
As Michael asked.
Well, is it the
Healed
Ark?
world,
Is
make
it the
a better
Ark of the
place for
Covenant?
me and for you and the entire human race.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it would have been Todd Payton's fucking almighty redwood dick?
Is his dick the Ark of the Covenant? The lost Ark? The one that Indiana Jones tried to find? The one that will
Possibly.
bring God back to society or whatever
I don't think
happens?
we're not, put it this way, Dave. We're not ruling it out, my friend. We're not ruling it out. What we can rule out, though,
Is the storm
is
winning
that
a
your double of Labor into the Storm didn't get up.
No.
And what's worse for you, buddy, is that you come up against a rampaging Manly side this Thursday night who's out for blood.
Angry Manly side.
And losses come in threes, dude. You're going to lose 3 on the trot.
So they come in threes for us, but not for you, who's
No,
also...
No, not for us.
Because
We're
we
doing a live
essentially
stream.
won on the weekend, but we got robbed by the refs.
We're doing a live stream for the game. More information to come, but a live
Well,
stream
this
for
is,
game.
I'll tell you how much information there is. The game starts at 8. That's when we'll be jumping on. Come and join us.
Yep.
Is that enough info for you?
It's enough for me.
I will be there at the game. If any other dribblers are going, look out for me.
Yep, D or Dave out there.
We're sending Dave down. It's his birthday present.
Yeah, birthday
Nice of
present.
us.
We obviously had a way bigger present planned. It just hasn't rocked up yet, so we're sending Dave to Melbourne.
Well, it's because fucking shipping. and all that
Shipping, dude. Shipping. It's a nightmare.
shit. Is that rugby league, Tom?
I think so, dude. I think so. Obviously.
Thanks, Ko. Love you, Ko.
Love KO. Panthers pound the Roosters. Suwali's hit on kick hours good. That's about it. Fuck everyone else. Manly wins a comp. Shout out to KO. Manly 13 plus. Shout out to KO.
Love you, Ko.
Dave, I would ask that you please take us through what is an emerging love triangle in Australian swimming, which, Eddie, I didn't know was a thing. But
I
as
do.
always, if you spend this much time basically nude around each other, they're all fit, they're all hot, you're bound to start fucking. Now, I'll just quickly catch everyone up to speed on what the allegations are, as per, I believe, Daily Mail was who, I think...
I was in the it was in the Telegraph over the
Nick
weekend as
Bassell
well.
just sent me the link. But Cody Walker of...
Cody Simpson.
Good start.
Cody Simpson. Singer, hot, singer, swimmer.
Former singer.
I think he still sings. I checked his Instagram before. He's still putting out tracks.
Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, the paper made out like that life was behind him.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. He just swam the 10th fastest 100-metre butterfly in Australian men's history, I think. Side note. But I think he still sings. Hot as shit. And then we got Kyle Chalmers of Australian Olympic gold medalist fame. Now, Kyle chose to remove himself from the Budapest World Championships. He's like, fuck it. Well, the World Championships in Budapest. He's like, I'm not swimming it. Cody then qualifies.
Because Cody finished third in the 100-metre butterfly. Kyle Chalmers finished second.
Yes.
So Kyle Chalmers is the one that goes to the World Championships on paper, should he choose to go.
Chose not to go.
But now he's choosing to go.
Now, so he chose not to go, so Cody qualified, and everyone's like, oh, this is cool. And, you know, it is a pretty cool story in the sense that, like, Cody Walker,
Simpson.
fucking Jesus, Cody Simpson.
There's more than one Cody in the world.
Yeah,
dude.
there is, dude, I know. But, you know, like, going and pursuing your sort of celebrity muso career and achieving it, but then coming back and being able to, like, get into swimming, Nick, that quickly is pretty fucking impressive.
It's very fucking impressive. Apparently, he was a good swimmer growing up.
Yeah,
chose
he
the
was.
pop star life. Went over there, made shitloads of money. I would assume.
David Gigi did. Can you blame this man? Can you blame this man?
Gigi Did's a nice little fucking claim to fame, and comes back and starts fucking. He gets first and foremost, he gets fucking jacked as shit.
Jacked.
He's massive now, bro.
Huge.
And he's making waves in the pool. Supposedly, he is now obsessed with Emma McKinney.
And he's dating with them. Who is? Which one does she look like? What does she look like?
I'll get
That's
her
what I
up.
meant to say.
Pretty golden girl.
Look, I know
blonde
she's a gold
hair.
girl. I know she won some medals at the
Nice
Olympics.
smile.
I just want to see who we're dealing with. But apparently, she used to be with Kyle
She did.
Chalmers.
She did. Now, some are saying that
Emma McKeon. So that's the one, or is it Kate
That's her.
McEwen?
No, there's
that's her.
there's Kaylee McEwen.
That's her there.
This is her, yeah.
Okay. Her and Cody are now a thing.
And apparently he's obsessed with her, which is really cute.
That's nice.
We like that. But Kyle supposedly not happy with the fanfare that Cody Simpson has created around swimming. I would argue that it's exactly what you want if you're a swimmer. People don't give a fuck about swimming
Is that
unless
what
it's a World
Kyle
Cup.
said?
That's what they implied in the
Right.
paper, yeah.
Also go to Kyle's Instagram because he's now fucking taking a mental health break because this has all got too much for him. So again, we're not trying to pile onto you, Kyle Chalmers of Australian Olympic gold fame. We're just reporting the Mayo as it has been reported.
Look, if there's a love triangle in swimming, we need to touch on it.
Correct. Eddie.
Otherwise, we
And
wouldn't be doing our
we've
job,
We've been in
mate.
these before. There was another one with like Emily Seabohm and someone, or someone else and someone. These love triangles in swimming.
Well, I think it's a combination
Eamon
of
Sullivan and Steph Rice.
it's a combination, Tom, of a lot of really fit, jacked, hot people in and around each other wearing very little clothing.
Could you imagine what it would look like to see swimmers fucking? It'd look like probably sex as it is described in like the Kama Sutra. They're all just muscular and can do it all.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Flexible.
Flexible, like their muscles all just fucking pulsating.
But
as
also,
they're just
if all
getting
you
down.
do is stare at a black line for fucking 8 hours a day, you probably hop out of the pool looking to get a fucking rock off, don't you?
Well, I think so. I'd say
Looking
so.
to fucking throw a bit of seed about.
Now listen, Kyle Chalmers, I'll be staying home in Port Lincoln and taking some time in my mental health, so I won't be at the team announcement. The past few days have been really challenging for me mentally and emotionally. It's taken a massive toll. I need to look after my mental health and get myself right as I prepare for a massive year in the pool. Negative media attention surrounding my decision to compete at the Worlds and made-up storylines surrounding my personal life have been more than I can handle. After giving all to the sport and being so welcoming to the media all my career, it's a shame to see the published storylines questioning my integrity for the sake of extra clicks and money. The best thing for me to do right now is to take a break in my home city of Port Lincoln, surrounded by my friends and family. I'm grateful for the opportunity to represent my country again. Who knows how many more times I will have to do so in my life. So I'm making the most of my opportunities and living out my dreams before it's all over. Hope I can make you all proud.
So is he going to the World Champs or
He's
not?
going. He's going. But listen, I would not question an Australian Olympic gold medalist's fucking intentions as to go to the Worlds. I am interested to know from Kyle's perspective why he decided not to go, and then when his, ex-misso's new fucking squeeze made it, why he changed his mind. Is that the reason?
Are we
Is it not the
looking? Are we
reason?
looking at it from the wrong perspective? Like Kyle Chalmers of One Goal for the Nation fame. If he qualifies for the Worlds, he's earned the spot, right? It's
Correct.
his right to go.
Yep.
And maybe he didn't want to go. And then maybe when Cody came third, he was like, fuck you, cunt, I'm going.
That's what I'm
And that's
thinking.
as simple as that.
But that's also
Is there
okay.
anything wrong with that?
No, I guess there's not really.
If
It's
he
kind
doesn't, let's assume he doesn't like the bloke. He's like, fuck that, cunt, I'm
Yeah.
going. I get it.
No, I get it as well.
If you're to be a gold medalist, you got to have a bit of cunt about
Yeah,
you.
you
got to
do.
be a bit of an alpha. You got to want to see people lose.
And
That's just par for the course, dude.
Also, Edward, I think it's worth noting that if your ex-misso is now going out with Cody Simpson, how else do you alpha him than in the pool and on the world stage?
100%, dude.
You can't alpha him with a guitar in his hand. He's
No
going to fucking
way.
rip you apart.
What, you
or
gonna-
just in the looks department, he's probably got a fucking Todd Payton on him.
Well, look, he might have a Todd Payton on him. He's fucking jacked. He's better looking, no offense, Kyle. He can sing his ass off and he can play guitar. So what are you going to do about it, bruh? You're going to best him in the pool and go, you're not going to the Worlds now, cunt.
Yeah, sorry, but your misso is, and me and her are going to be over in Budapest.
Yeah. And
while
I'm going
you're
to be
at home.
sending you text messages going, oh,
You're at home strumming your guitar,
yeah. Well, playing his guitar.
playing his guitar. P.S. I think Todd Payton's dick might actually look like Todd Payton. You know what I mean?
No, it does.
If
And now, if you just all you got to do is draw an eye on eyes. on
drawing
it.
on, if you just had to fucking put a pee hole in Todd Payton's scalp, and that's what his cock looks like.
Yeah.
His dick wears bracelets.
It's funny you should say that. I was actually thinking that.
That's
We were
all I was
talking about
thinking.
it.
While we were talking about Kyle and Cody, I'm like, dude, I can't get Todd Payton's cock out of my mind.
I know.
And I think it looks like Todd
Dude, it's
Payton.
all consuming. Now
Yeah.
I know why people worship it.
Yeah. It looks like Todd. So it's a statue of Todd in the town square, but it's a
I've
cock.
thought more about Todd Payton's penis than I have about God in the last 10 years.
Yep, comfortably.
Comfortably. That's a fact.
That's just, you can't get past that. And that's rugby league. Shout out to KO. But listen, when it comes to Kyle's mental health, mate, absolutely. It'd be like a head spinner to have this or your personal life and your business in the streets, as it were. Unfortunately, when Cody Simpson's about, it's in the media, and also you're a fucking swimmer. So like, Cody makes swimming more interesting.
Well, he makes it interesting when it's not not an Olympic year, and it's not an Olympic year last time I checked.
No,
so no
it's
one
not.
gives a fuck about about swimming.
No.
Like, oh shit, I can't wait for the pan packs to be on.
Yeah.
Like, no,
All the world
bro.
champs in Budapest. Cool.
Commonwealth Games in Edinburgh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sick. Has he qualified for the Commonwealth
Yeah,
Games?
yeah. Simpsons qualified for the Com
Okay,
Games.
see, I'll get around the Com Games if Cody's swimming.
Com Games are hanging on by a thread. I
Well,
reckon.
they're pretty irrelevant.
just as a
It's an old bastion of English fucking imperialism, right? Where it's like,
100%. It's like we'll have games for all our people.
yeah, the places that we conquered and
Yeah.
for the people that we displaced.
A game for the games for the conquered.
Yeah, that's it.
Games for the
Yeah,
conquered.
the conquered games.
The conquered games.
Conquered
Change the
games.
name and we
Yeah.
might start fucking watching. But the Com Games are lame. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But I'll be watching if Cody's there.
Is that Kyle with the chest piece, understated and elegant as it is? Dave, could you zoom in on that? I think it must be. Now, it obviously it still needs to be filled in, but it's a crown. Can we zoom in again, buddy? I want to see what
that's
it's.
about as far as it goes.
Cole's tattered and jacked.
That's as far as we can go in?
That's as far as it's going in on my thing.
Okay, well, what's it say on his chest? You can maybe...
It's something in a different language. I'll
yeah,
try
it
to
looks
find
like
it.
Latin
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
but that wings in off the crown, very understated and elegant. I'd love to know what's the meaning behind it /
Well, I think he's the king.
Wait, I don't think that's Kyle Chalmers.
I think it is.
Because when I...
No, that's Kyle.
That's Kyle.
That is?
yeah, that's Kyle.
It must be a new tattoo then. Because
Well, I'm sure
Well,
it
I'm
is
sure
because it looks new.
It's not filled in, Dave. It looks
Yeah, it
fresh
looks
as
new.
fuck.
I think that's a king, like a crown.
King
Because he's
Kyle?
the king. King Kyle.
Not too mistaken for King Kyle Sanderlands of the radio airwaves.
Well, they look a little different.
They do. You could probably fit 12 Kyles into Kyle.
Yeah, 11 or 12, something like that.
11 or 12.
I'm not sure. I don't have the math to hand,
No.
but it'd be something like that.
Yeah, the amount of like raw, viscous, body fat that Kyle would be carrying.
Yeah.
Compared to Kyle Chalmers.
Well, from a body fat index perspective, they would be quite different.
When I had mine done,
What was yours?
I had like 20 kilos of fucking...
But what was your percentage?
I can't remember what the percentage was, but they were saying that like around...
You know they're like a 6% body fat.
yeah,
It's
no,
like,
well, obviously I wasn't that, but...
I know you weren't. I know you
But
weren't.
but it was still quite wild to hear it when you're like, oh, there's about like 20 kilos of just fat.
But like, what does that mean?
That like it was
As
just
in fat you could get rid of?
Yeah. Like in
As in fat you don't need?
like in around your organs and shit.
Like fat you don't need?
Yes. But like in around your organs where you're like, oh, dude, that's
What's-
gnarly. When you think about how much 20 kilos weighs, you're like, Jesus
What's
Christ.
your body doing with fat? Is it storing it for a rainy day?
I think so. For like if I get hungry or it's like if I have to skip breakfast.
If your body starts eating fat reserves,
there we go. There's the tat again.
So I've got sorry.
does it help with your hunger?
As in if I am
If you don't eat, instead of like, are you hungry while your body eats fat reserves, or do
Yes.
you not get hungry?
No, you're still hungry. It's not like you're a camel with water in your fucking back. Sadly, it'd be nice if it was. I would have fucking been able to go for a while without eating. No, I don't think so. You've got to burn it off. Which is why you and I are embarking on a fitness journey.
Which has already started.
Well, we are embarking. We're in the process of embarking.
We've embarked.
We've embarked.
We've embarked.
So we've got a closer view of Chalmers' tattoo, and I can translate it.
Okay,
Yeah,
pronounce it first.
Yeah. So what it says here is Nur die starken Überleben.
Okay, that sounds German.
I would. Yes, it is German.
There you go.
Yep.
I
Is
mean,
he
And
German?
I don't know,
it's a fucking particular.
but it translates to only the strong survive.
Why in German though, Kyle?
He must be German.
Can we check Kyle Chalmers'
Yeah.
background, please?
It
David?
wouldn't if he's got a fucking German saying on him and he's not German. That's fucking random.
Yeah, it is. But you see some people with like Islander tats and shit.
Oh yeah, like Chinese symbols on there.
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But there's something about the German.
No. It's different with language. I think that's even a step further.
I think going
Personally.
German is just particularly random if you have no ties. I mean, the Asian symbol is as well, but at least it's a done thing. Rightly or wrongly, people do the Asian symbol. Where's Kyle from, Dave?
Carl's from Port Lincoln, South Australia.
I understand
But no,
that,
I
Dave.
can't
What's his
find.
fucking
Yeah, I
lineage?
can't find
Has
anything
Kyle
else.
Chalmers got German in him?
So Carl Chalmers' father is Brett Chalmers, who was an AFL footballer for Port Adelaide in South
Shout out to
Australia.
Brett.
So that's where I've gotten to so far.
Where's Brett Chalmers from, Dave?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm at now.
Chalmers doesn't sound German.
It doesn't. And neither does Brett or Kyle.
Brett and Kyle are not German names. I remember, I'm pretty sure when Kyle won, they interviewed fucking grandma and grandpa, didn't they? They didn't look fucking German at all.
Look, Eddie, I don't remember, but they didn't see him in later Housens.
So the name Chalmers comes from French, meaning the chambers.
So this is getting really strange.
Well, it's not getting German.
Where does can you look this up while we're just doing nicknames quickly? What is where is the origin of drink water?
Sure.
Is that did someone need to remind themselves
to do it?
to do it? Is that?
So it is English medieval origin.
Sounds like it.
There's a German equivalent, Italian equivalent. It's not really giving much.
Not your best Diorin today, bro.
No, I bet you as well we'll get like 20 people sending us what Dave can't find.
Well,
here in
it's an
Drinkwater.
English name with an English meaning, and all I'm getting here is it means drink plus water.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it says
Is that all it was? Okay.
It says in the Middle Age.
Well, that's enlightening.
In the Middle Ages, weak ale was the universal beverage among the poorer classes, and so cheap, so it was drunk like water was, whereas water itself wasn't always available. It says this, the surname was perhaps a joking nickname given to a pauper or miser, I don't know, allegedly unable or unwilling to afford beer, or may have been given in irony to an innkeeper or a noted tippler.
So there you go. That's what it is. Dave just needed to read a bit more.
There you go.
Drink water. People that couldn't afford beer. It's a nickname. It's a funny one.
And that's hilarious that nicknames then became last names. I don't know when
Doesn't
people.
it? Imagine if he was called Dave Dior.
Seriously, dude. That's a great thought. Now, are we just putting off dribbles here, or what are we?
I mean,
doing?
I think we're just walking things out, Eddie. We're just walking things out, and we're allowing things to just flow naturally. I will say this before we get to dribbles. There's a couple of things we got to do, and that is 3 things. Shout out to George Cambosis. Yeah, we sat down and chatted with him. Podcast coming out soon.
we talked to George. Are we fucking dear friends with him now?
Yeah, we are.
Are we sitting ringside at the biggest fight in Australian boxing history? Yeah, we are.
Allegedly. We'll see.
We will see, but it's been promised to us.
It's been promised.
I wouldn't want Kay to break a promise. Do you know what I mean? That'd be really disappointing.
But we did sit down with George. He's an impressive character, intimidating and impressive.
Intense,
intimidating, impressive, and I think that he was equally as intimidated by us, and he sort of said.
Well,
so.
he said so. He said you guys are really intimidating because I look up to you like you're my heroes. And shit.
Yeah. He
We're
was
like,
like,
George,
fuck,
that's
I thought
really
going on Joe
nice.
Rogan was intense, and I had to fucking do potty with you guys. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. Like, we're really chill. We're like, don't worry, you relax.
It would have been nice if there was cameras there. We could clip that up. But
Yeah, I know, but look, I mean, a lot of that stuff happens off camera because we're classy. Like, we don't want you to. We want you to feel comfortable. But anyway, and his dad's a fucking legend. Jim Cambosis,
dude.
he's a yarner.
Jim's one
Jim
of the
would be
great
good on a
yarners.
podcast.
I tell you right now, Jim, we want to sit down with you, bruh,
Yeah,
and shoot the shit. Because the yarns you were spinning in the green room
yeah.
were fucking elite. dude.
Jim Cambosis, welcome anytime.
Jim, one of the great yarners all
Yeah.
time. There, I said it.
Said it. And I
Now,
make
George
no
fights
apologies.
next Sunday, June
5th.
5th. KO. Main event on KO. Buy that fucker. It's going to be the biggest fight in the history of Australian boxing. If you don't buy this fight, you'd want to have one of the greatest excuses known to fucking mankind.
But he's fighting Devin Haney, both undefeated.
Dead or in hospital. That's it.
That's it. Dead or in hospital or dying. Devin Haney, undefeated. George Cambosis, undefeated. It is for the undisputed lightweight title. There's only been 7 undisputed fighters in the history since the
Medieval times.
Medieval times, Eddie. So there's no really good excuse, but you go to main event through KO. You don't even need to be a subscriber to KO, which is amazing, but you also should be a subscriber. You don't have to be a subscriber. But if you are a subscriber, don't worry. But if you're not a subscriber, it's in front of the paywall. Go there, buy it. If you don't, you're a fucking idiot. Shout out to George. Lovely to talk to you. Now, before we get to the dribbles, Eddie, The Rock's been on the gram. Now, there's 2 things. One is an old one, but we have to get to it first. and it is his reaction to Chandler kicking Tony Ferguson's head off.
Oh, yeah.
I'd been meaning to get to it, and I kept forgetting.
Yeah.
But now that there's two things to get to, I want to get to this one first. So, Michael Chandler kicking Tony Ferguson's head off, and The Rock did a reaction. Eddie, have you seen this?
I have seen it.
Let's just walk through
let's
it.
watch
Let's walk
again.
ourselves through it. Whenever you're ready, Dave. Oh.
Let me tell you something. You could feel the electricity and the mana. You could feel it through
The Rock
the TV.
pretending like he is
By the way,
not
just
watching this on
imagine how it is in
replay.
this arena. Let's go, boys.
Second round, so why would you just be filming it out of the blue? Terramana,
Terramana toast,
hoping this goes
cheers.
viral.
And then spits the
Look at
Terramana
this.
out of his.
Yeah.
Holy.
That's not how you react. Sorry. You don't just react like, you get up and you scream, holy fuck, what the fuck was that? Oh my God. Like, that's not a...
He'd seen it before, and his reaction would have been like everyone else's. Ah!
Or you go like, holy shit. I think I had one of the babies asleep in the other room, so I couldn't scream, and I was like, oh my fucking God. Tony's like all crumpled on the ground. Like, he's just...
It was a Terramana rad.
There's just something about when you get as big as The Rock, you just lose touch with reality. And there are elements of The Rock that I like. I still like The Rock's movies. We've been through this. You know, we just like to we don't like to hang shit on him. He just is, he doesn't seem real. And he's not real. He's 6'5" and built from fucking granite and definitely doesn't do steroids. But
Mate, it was an ad for Terramana Tequila.
he
It's as
doesn't
simple as
need to
that.
do it. He doesn't need to do it. But the newest one is another fishing one. A lot of people sent this to us because there was one where he basically had a dead fish and he pretended like he caught it. I don't know about this one. I think this fish might be alive. Now, did he catch it though? Because like, I don't understand how this works exactly. Does he just set up the camera of it filming himself?
I don't know.
It's a still.
Someone's not filming it.
No, it's a still camera.
He must have a tripod or something. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
right
an
near his.
angle.
Tell you what, I would like to go fishing there. I bet he's so fucking loaded that thing would just be teeming with fish.
Look at this beautiful morning.
Not flopping.
No, but I think it does flop. Just keep an eye on it.
Good 5-6 pounds. Maybe more. Maybe 7. I like the number 7. She is beautiful. Sun
I'm not
just
seeing
came
much
up.
action out of this fish, dude.
Beautiful color on her.
Nah, look, the fin's moving a little bit.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah, see, it's alive, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but barely.
Well, it could have been caught for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're a fish and someone just whips you out of your home, you're freaking out. You're not just chilling like
Look,
that. fish is.
like anything with The Rock, there's always more questions than answers.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're getting to. Why have you got a tripod set up there?
Right next to your river. How long has that fish been on the hook for? Did you catch it or did you just get someone to catch it for you?
Is that a river or is it just like a little pond and you've got 700 fish in there, in which case,
It's pretty easy to catch. Good for you. But
again,
that hook came out really easy.
more questions than answers. It's as simple as that. More questions than answers. And I think when you get that famous, inevitably, your content does require more questions.
Yeah, I
than
wonder,
answers.
like, because he's always posting. He's not, you know what I mean? So whether he's just like, fuck it, I need some, like, posting every couple of weeks. I do a fishing vid, Someone just go catch me a bass and then I'm going to come down and pick it out of the water. Because, I mean, for someone like The Rock, I'd have a bit more of a fucking legit bass setup. If I'm doing it, he fishes from the same spot every day or every time. I'd have like a mad stoop worked out where I'm fishing from if I'm The Rock.
Oh, like to sit down. You want to get sit. Yeah, you want to sit.
You
down.
want to get fucking
You
not
wanna get
horizontal,
stoopy.
but you want to get
Well, you want to get
post,
stoopy.
post 90 degrees.
You want to get stoopy.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Anyway, shout out to The Rock. Let's dribble.
Tom and Eddie and Tom. It's top point dribbler. Oh, fucking a lot going on around here. I missed you, cunts. I'm back from a hiatus of the Dribble Hotline. No doubt by now the Chooks have gone down to the Penrith Panthers. And Danny Exotic is obviously giving me shit right now. And I just want to say to Danny Exotic, fuck you, man. Is that any way to treat your future brother-in-law, bruh? Because I know we got beat by you, but there's no doubt I'm going to be messaging your sister all night long. So look forward to that. And my question to you, Tom and Eddie, is what's your favourite font? I'm more of a Calibri body or an Arial, like maybe 11 size. But, you know, let me know what you guys are. Comic Sans MS, or are you an Arial like I am? So just let me know, boys. I love the podcast. Because I haven't called up, I still listen to every week. And let me know how you're going. Boys, sincerely yours, your biggest fan. This is Mossy. Bye.
Mossy, shout out to you, bro.
Good to hear back from the dot point dribbler, one of the OGs.
I like Goffer heavy italic.
Italic, yeah.
Goffer heavy italic, baby.
Goffer heavy italic. That's the one.
That's the fucking font for me, bro.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking from a purely like I'm doing an assignment for school font, Comic Sans undefeated.
Look,
but it depends on what you're doing as well.
If you go through my old assignments, obviously they're all fucking 25 out of 25, 50 out of 50 et al. I always got those marks off the back of Comic Sans,
yep,
which is undefeated as a font.
Paired into some word art.
Thank you very much for coming, like the wavy blue one and shit. You know the one I'm talking about, bro.
You're talking about.
I fear that Comic Sans has been left in the early 2000s. I don't think it's been brought through to the current time. For that reason, I don't use Comic Sans as much anymore.
No, neither.
If ever. Do you
want to know the like?
I use Open Sans now.
I don't. I'm also like, I like a Times New Roman
or Arial. I like Arial. I don't like Times New Roman.
I don't mind a good old honest Times New Roman. It's just like it's there. It's dependable. It is what it says it is, and it's just there, proud.
Yeah, Arial.
Smart.
Arial Calibri.
Yeah.
Calibri's
I just
nice.
like to keep it simple and not overthink it. That's why I like Times New Roman. It's like, obviously go for heavy italic, but like if you're not doing a go for heavy italic, you just go Times New Roman. There's just no need to fuck around. It's there. Like it's there. It's here. Get used to it.
So here it's there. It's everywhere.
Comic Sans MS gets a lot of hate, and I mean, fair enough. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing
Well,
one.
I don't understand why it gets hate.
I don't get that. That's people, uppity people who are like trying to pretend like they're really.
It's just uppity cunts. The people like Comic Sans.
Well, I'll tell you why it's good and why
Uppity cunts on
why they
Reddit
use it
probably
in
are.
schools a lot is because it's suitable for dyslexic people. It makes it something about it is easier to read if you're dyslexic.
Well, it's a calming font.
Well, there you go. And then you got some
also
uppity
for-
arsehole who's like, fuck Comic Sans. It's like, you ever thought about the dyslexic, you pricks?
And also for students trying to learn like handwriting, it's most similar to how students would write, so it
Correct.
helps them learn.
Yeah, there
But
you go.
to be honest, I'm a Wingdings guy myself.
No one knows what that is.
No, you're not.
You don't know Wingdings?
Yeah, I know what it is.
I don't know what Wingdings is.
You don't know what Wingdings is.
As I said,
Sometimes I just don't know
I'm a Times
how
New
you
Roman.
spend your time.
And Tom like
Times
has
New
a go
Roman.
at me because like, nah, fuck you, I don't know what Wingdings is, so it's not real.
Fuck Wingdings, dude. Times New Roman. Wingdings sounds like something D or Dave would be into, and it's probably stupid. Is it stupid?
It's very stupid.
It's all symbols and completely unreadable.
There you go. See, there you go. I don't
Is
spend my time
Wingdings-
perusing the
Well, hang on.
fucking fonts.
Hang on. You see, that's why it's odd. I want to know more about Wingdings quickly. Can you read Wingdings? Are people fluent in Wingdings?
Well, Wingdings is like a font, so each symbol does correlate to a letter,
That's
so
what
it
I
does
just-
make sense.
So,
yeah.
so people could read Wingdings.
If you really wanted to, you could.
Can you cast a fucking Word doc up on the screen there, Dave, so I can see what a
Yeah,
Wingdings
I'll
looks
show you.
like?
You've never looked at other fonts.
Of course I've looked at it.
But then how have
dude.
you not seen Wingdings?
Well, because I don't remember the name. Yeah, see, look, I mean, it's hieroglyphy. I'm not mad at that. It's very hieroglyphy. You know, if you want to.
If you can read
trick some
Wingdings, you're the biggest dribbler on the planet.
Yep.
Yep. Is right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep is right.
Sure.
Yep is
Sure.
right. All right, on we go.
G'day, boys. It's the social smoker here. I have long time no speak. After listening to that Dirty Merger podcast, a little story. 10 years ago, I was at a gym in the eastern suburbs of Sydney and saw Danny Weidler of Getting in Shot fame wearing toe shoes.
Oh, my God.
Just like to point out that the signs were there, and I'm sorry I didn't do anything about it at the time because signs were there. It was going to be the biggest day. Mate, I just thought I'd leave you with that piece of info and wondering what your thoughts were on what shit is right now in trend, but in the future we know that those units are going to be the biggest day later. Catch you later, lads, and shout out to the Icelandic boat builder. Peace.
Shout out to the Icelandic boat builder.
What's trending now that's going to be a big day in the future? Probably Birkenstocks.
Yeah. Birkenstocks, but they're not. I mean, even I'm prepared to not put Birkenstocks in with the toe shoes because they're atrocious. The toe shoe's fucked up. That's like watch list territory.
Well, I wouldn't let someone wearing toe shoes on a flight. Put it that way.
No, definitely. Or look after your fucking kids. Like, excuse me, what are you wearing? Get out of my house. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is today that will be tomorrow. I tell you what, if someone had asked me to wear toe shoes back then, I would have said no as I would today. Toe shoes are still weird. They were weird back then. I don't think toe shoes were ever, like, not weird.
Is there a store that just sells toe shoes? Like the toes?
I would hazard a guess that they'd be online only.
You don't reckon there's a toe shoe store?
I don't think you can have bricks and mortar, dude, with a toe shoe store.
Because
anywhere in the world?
Well, is there any
Byron.
brand that's putting all their eggs into toe shoes? Is there any like shoe brand
There probably
that's like
was.
we're only making toe shoes?
There probably
not regular
was.
shoes?
I think there
time.
was. I think maybe you'd struggle to find one now, but I reckon 10 years ago when they were not all the rage, but people were trying to push them as like, this is how humans should fucking get
This is how
around
shoes
town.
get into work.
Then, yeah, maybe more so than now.
Do you know what I think we've just recently passed in terms of like weird clothing trends? Girls wearing chokers.
Yeah, that'll come back though.
That'll
That'll
come
come
back.
back.
But there was also, I don't think we just passed it. I feel like we...
Well, maybe like a few years
chokers
ago.
are going for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But you know what? I used to hate them. And then when they came in, I was like, oh, I now suddenly find them hot. It was the one where...
They were hot.
But it was one where I
Chokers are hot.
despised them. I despised them. And then for whatever reason, it was like the one where I really noticed my opinion on something changed because I just suddenly found them really hot. Like Steph would start wearing it, and I was like, oh shit, this is now hot. I used to fucking hate it, but I can't help it now.
You can't help what the body wants, bro.
Can't help it.
Sometimes the body wants chokers.
But I despised them. I don't know why. Sometimes they're just things I get a fucking bee in my bonnet about. Chokers was one of them. And then all of a sudden the bee was out of the bonnet.
Out of the bonnet, and you're good to go again.
Good to go. Street wore a choker once, just want to mention that.
Did he?
Ironically,
No, seriously.
He doesn't do anything ironically.
No. But it was also not like 2 years ago. It was when we were in like teens.
He also had a fucking peacock feather in his ear.
Well, that
Again,
was-
not ironically.
No, that wasn't ironic. But he wore a choker and leather cuffs because he was obsessed with Ryan from the OC and would wear.
Oh,
white
my.
beaters.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Did he love Ryan from the OC? Holy shit.
We got to get Streety on a podcast ASAP. But yes,
Ryan from the OC.
Yeah, he loved it.
Played by who?
Ryan, I think his name's just Ryan, dude.
Is he? What's he doing now?
No idea. I did see him in an episode of something recently or in a movie. What was it?
What's Seth Cohen doing?
He was probably the more successful of them off the show.
What's Summer doing?
She's also successful. Don't know what she's doing. She was on some sort of show called like Heart of Dixie or some shit.
Misha Barton's not done much.
No, dude, she went on the reality version of The Hills. Her career disappeared, but then she came back and played herself on The Hills.
No, I know.
That's a fall from grace. Where did I see Ryan from the OC recently? He was playing a dad.
Yeah, he played Leighton's dad in I Want You Back.
That's it. That's it.
What does he look like now? How old is he?
Dude, he'd be the same but old. He just looks the same but old. That's it. He doesn't look bad. He's just the same but old. But he's playing dads now, just to give you an idea of how old we all are.
It'd be tough going from Ryan on the OC, which was show was massive, but not
Humongous.
but like only for a couple of years.
It was 3 years, that show, because Misha Barton wanted to go and be fucking super famous. But
and then it's literally that's your
Ben
life.
McKenzie. You know what though, dude? The fact he's still doing the damn thing, I think, is a win. Because if you're on those big old shows, there's a chance that you don't fucking go anywhere after that.
Ooh. He's a crypto critic.
Right. Okay.
Sure.
Didn't know that, Ben.
On we go.
Aren't we all? Let's get the fuck out of here, dude. Let's move.
Take your licks, your guns.
Yep. It's fair. I'm not going to take my licks, though. You know what? I was buoyed by the amount of people who reached out to us on fucking, whether it was Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and they were like, you know what, dude? I'm not even going to try and lick you for that one. Ben Cummins fucked you. Ben Cummins fucked you in the ass. It's not lick worthy this week, I don't think. But I'll, like, whatever. We'll take him if they come our way. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll
clearly most of the people in the Dribble hotline didn't get the message.
Well, the Dribble hotline is where you are going to get licked. So I think the majority of people
At the end of the
didn't go
day,
to
we
Dribble
lost,
hotline.
and I don't care.
No, I don't.
You can lick me if you want. That's fine.
Just doesn't matter because we actually got robbed, not lost.
Yeah, it's
Eels
a
2+.
big difference. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tom Eddie, Dior, Cuckman Dribbler back. Just a quick one. I was watching the Broncos game last night, and there's a lot of talk about how good Queensland Rugby League teams are going at the moment. But I just want to say, the only reason they are going so good is because the Chad, a New South Welshman, Drinkwater, a New South Welshman, has gone to the Cows and turned that team around. Also, Reno, he's at the Bronx, mate. He's turned that team around as well. Yes, the Broncos did win without him last night, but that was against a butt-hurt Knights. They're looking shocking. So I really do think that Rugby League in Queensland is still dead. Anyway, see you soon.
I always find it rather humorous when they're like, fuck, we're going to be good in Origin this year because all the Queensland teams are winning. It's like they're not made up of Queensland players, these Queensland teams.
Well, not exclusively.
Like, yeah, there's some Queensland players in them, but all the thoroughbreds at the fucking Bulldog, the Broncos, for example, are New South Welshmen.
Well, listen.
Reynolds, Haas,
Stags.
bang, bang, bang.
But then you have Capewell,
That-
Selwyn.
Selwyn won't play Origin.
He might.
Don't think so.
He might, dude. They're talking about him.
One Origin player from that side is from Queensland.
Carrigan.
There's 3 from New South Wales. That's the only point I'm making.
No, I hear you. Flegler played Origin. I think as well.
Has he?
Yeah, one game as Tommy Flegs. I got in this debate with Den, and he also thought he hadn't, and then I proved him wrong because I get Rugby League.
Let's keep going. We're going to go to Koo. Quick.
We've got a
lunch.
very pressing lunch engagement.
We do, though.
Yeah, we do. It's you and me, and we've got a date with some Bloody Marys and some smoked salmon fritters.
Hey, boys. Was watching the Broncos and Knights game on Thursday night, and I noticed Mitch Barnett has the most hectic tramp stamp tattoo. And it got me thinking, where does the tramp stamp rate with the shin tat, famously made famous by Gotho and Bradman Best? Just wanted to get your thoughts on where the tramp stamp rates and if there are any worse tattoos out there made famous by NRL players. Yeah, cheers, boys. Be you soon.
Look, I think the tramp stamp less intimidating than the shin tat.
Yeah, comfortably.
Regan Campbell-Gillard also has a really nice tramp stamp, and also chest piece that comes like Regan Campbell-Gillard. You saw like his shirt jersey lift up a little bit, and you saw tattoo on his belly, and then back tramp stamp. He's also a proponent of the nose ring. Regan Campbell-Gillard. I know it's not who we're talking about, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. Now, yeah, I think from an intimidatory standpoint, the tramp stamp doesn't hold a candle to the shin tattoo.
No. Why are they even getting compared? The shin tat is all business, dude. The tramp stamp's like a little bit like naughty, a bit slutty.
It's slutty. It is slutty, dude. Like, I mean, it's if you're an NRL player with a tramp stamp, you potentially you're a bit of a whore. Well, you're a bit promiscuous.
I think promiscuous.
Naughty,
yeah.
cheeky.
Yeah, not afraid to whip the
Throw
chocks
a
up.
wink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you probably wink at people.
Yeah, and blow a kiss and shit.
Blow a kiss, wink.
Yeah.
That would be the difference.
I
Whereas a
think-
tramp stamp, with a shin tat, you kick people in the head.
Well, you just go, bro, I'm going to bash you.
Yeah. You
What
roll-
for? I
you
haven't
roll.
done anything. Well, you looked at me wrong.
If you have a shin tattoo, then 90% chance of having a trolley pole in your backpack.
90%. Not 100%.
No.
90%.
Like, I don't reckon Gutho would have a trolley pole, but
he falls
might.
at the 10%.
Yeah, he'd be in it. Bradman Best would have a bag full of trolley poles.
He has more than one.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
has several.
He'd have them like days of the week.
Fucking. Let's move on. I don't know where to go from there.
No.
Other than all my mind is
G'day,
singing about
guys.
his coup.
Coup Cafe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got coup in the mind.
Yeah. Bloody Marys. Free to smoke salmon.
G'day, guys. Yeah, it is the Bloody Brilliant Beers Dribblers here with the Caxton Dribbler as well. It's Clutch Darth and Sterlo. Clutch Darth and Sterlo. Darth is actually bringing his A game for once. We're down. As you know, he fucking couldn't. But we're just calling you live from the podcast right now from the Mighty Caxton Hotel, which is the greatest establishment in this fucking country and is unrivaled by anyone else. Just want to say a big thank you to you boys for coming up and ripping and tearing, but ripping and tearing with Queenslanders as well and actually being shown what it's like to really have a dig and show some ticker by some good, hard, old Aussie, genuine, warm-blooded people.
Yeah, I say this with absolutely no authority, but the man next to me does have some authority, and I think it goes without saying that the door will always be open at the Caxton Hotel.
I think that deep down they are really actually Queenslanders.
Yeah.
Like underneath that skin of blue, but
what was
they act like
shown,
Queenslanders.
exactly. What was shown from you boys on the weekend was Queensland spirit.
Yeah.
It was probably having a
that's
look
what
at
we
all
like
the
to see.
victorious Origin jerseys that were in this room, but yeah, fucking oath. And also shout out to Tommy Tobler
And Sebo.
You guys are absolute weapons as well and deserve to get some fucking more accolades.
We should probably wrap it up before we get cut off, but if you're not up here for Origin, what the fuck are you doing? Get up here, game 3.
Show some ticker.
Show some ticker.
Jeeps in your cheeks and give them fucking heaps, baby.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, boys.
That was nice.
That was lovely. Look, that was what a lovely dribble.
Trio of gentlemen.
What a beautiful dribble.
Yeah.
From our brothers
Friends
up in
north,
Queensland.
Yeah, our brothers in Queensland.
We will most likely be at the third game at Suncorp. Having wrapped up the series, I see no reason not to go up there for a victory lap.
Yeah, that seems like a smart
That
decision.
seems like smart footy. Listen, I think that what you saw was that
I think
New
what they
South
should-
Welshman set the tempo.
Yeah.
It impressed you, Queensland cunts. You found it impressive.
Yeah.
You like the cut of a New South Welshman's jig. To imply that we have Queenslander in us is the wrong way of looking at it. You've got a bit of New South Wales in you.
Yeah.
And we brought that out in you. We showed you how to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You like that?
Or you know what you could
And that
if you
is
want
what
to
it
if
is.
you want to even go a step further, Eddie, like we were essentially the Australian cricket side where the nation gets behind Aussie ticker.
Yes.
And we were up there demonstrating what Aussie ticker is all about, you know?
Yes. With a
And
sprinkle
so-
of New South Welshman.
Well, we are New South Welshmen. So Aussie ticker inherently has a bit of New South Welshman in it. A lot, in fact. Largely New South Wales.
Mostly. 80%.
But so, like, you could say we do have some Queensland ticker in us because we are Aussie ticker.
So we're the sum of the parts.
We're the sum of the parts. We are
Makes sense.
like when all the fucking Power Rangers come together.
Yeah. But some, like, obviously
become
some,
the
but
Megazord or
some
whatever
states tip in more than others. Like, we don't have much Tasmanian in us, but we've got a
We've got
a pinch.
They put in what they can.
Yeah. Like the inbred part. You know what I mean?
yeah, we got a bit inbred in us. You got it.
You have to.
You got it.
If you go to rip and tear, you got to have a bit of inbred
You got
in
it. Well, it's the
It's
stuff.
as simple as that.
Yeah, it's actually an essential ingredient.
It's essential ingredient.
Canberra, the only place to tip in nothing.
Exactly. We didn't want it. They
Well,
offered it. We said, keep
Listen, New South Wales has got you surrounded, literally and figuratively, so we'll just take it from here.
We're good to go.
We're good. Thank you, Canberra. It's really nice of you to offer up Questacon. Not important in the Aussie ticker department.
Not a real thing.
Not a real thing.
So, but you're absolutely right, Tom. So what we're saying is, yeah, we've got a bit of Queensland in us, but you've got more New South Wales than you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. We are the sum of Australia, basically.
That's right. Shout out to Tasmania for tipping in the inbred.
Yes,
component.
thank you. It was very nice of you. And for Adelaide, we're not 100% sure what you've tipped in.
Well, your
South
churches.
Australia.
Churches.
Yeah, we've taken it. It's all good. We are Aussie ticker.
Churches. Keep your fucking churches, bro.
Yeah, you keep them. We are Aussie ticker, just so you know. Shout out to the Bloody Brown Beers.
Holy shit, what's that sound?
Crackling
Is
phone line.
that the fucking sun?
No, it's a bad
Mom,
phone
I think the sun's exploding. Take your fucking licks, boys. Parramatta Premiers 2022. Manly, bottom 4. Let's go, baby.
Couple of things. Beating Manly because the ref robbed us in round 10 does not mean the sun's exploding.
No, it doesn't. And also, you screamed out to your mother? Or was that acting? Was he acting there? Was that
acting?
Yeah, okay.
Because otherwise, Mum would have yelled back. We didn't hear Mum.
No, we didn't hear Mum. Or your mum doesn't care for you.
Well, I think it's probably the former.
Yeah, you're just acting.
I'd like to think his mum cares for him.
Well, so do I, Eddie. But I mean,
But she may not.
She might not. Like, we can't rule it out.
No, we can't.
Especially if she is actually there, if she's telling the truth. Yeah, dude. Son, I mean, you're not winning the comp, Parramatta. We know that. You guys are. You had to basically have someone steal a game for you. So the sun's never been more comfortable.
Look at the weather outside, bro. Does it look like the sun's exploding?
No, dude. Sun's feet up. Sun's feet
chilling,
up.
dude.
Yeah.
Sun's having the day off.
Yeah.
That's it. I think it's coup time.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's good.
Love it. Fuck the Eels. Shout out to everyone who's got any merch so far. We love you, and it's fucking awesome. We appreciate you getting around us. All the hats are gone. Hoodies are left. Eddie's in the hoodie right now. All the hats are gone. Hoodies are left. Make smart decisions. There will be no more of them once they're gone. And obviously all our sponsors, thank you very much. Shout out to the Manly Seagulls. Black armbands out for Tommy. Genuine shout out to Tommy Turbo. We hope you're all right, bro. We love you. We miss you. We love you. Fuck the Eels. Fuck Ben Cummins. Fuck Ashley Klein. Fuck referees. Fuck the bunker. Fuck the match review committee. Manly 13+. We pumped the Storm. Fuck Ben Cummins. Fuck Ashley Klein. Eddie, anything from you?
Live show, 8 p.m. or 7:50 p.m.
Live
Thursday.
show?
Live stream.
Live stream. Thursday live stream.
7:50 p.m.
Yep.
7:50 p.m. Thursday. Live stream.
Yep.
This Thursday.
Manly Storm.
7:50 p.m.
Fuck
Live
Ben
stream.
Cummins.
7:50 p.m.
Fuck Ben Cummins.
on Thursday. Live stream.
Manly 13+.
Later.
Could you two just not talk anymore?